good morning, good morning, and welcome to Larger Curves this morning. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having a fantastic morning wherever you are. I hope that when you woke up on the right side of bed this morning, that you knew exactly that you were going to have a great day, that you deserve a great day, that you're worthy of a great day, that great days are yours to be had, and there are many, and this is one of them, y'all. Welcome to the group chat this morning, Curvies. Thanks for being here. I hope you smash the like button and smash the subscribe button on your way. If you haven't already, hit that bell so you can get notified next time your girl Larger Curves uploads a video. All right? Well, this morning, we are going to be doing things. We're going to be talking about a couple of things. I was trying to figure out my word of the day, y'all. Oh, man, where'd my phone go? Oh, it's way over there. Wait a second, you guys. My phone. Milo. Milo's so sweet, you guys. Milo's so sweet. We love him. I'm in a live. Don't say nothing crazy, son. Yes. So let's see. We got people in the house. Son. The people are in the house with mom during the live this morning. Let's see. Let's do roll call. Roll call. Shake it up. Shake it up. Roll call. Roll call. Shake it up. Shake it up. My name is Larger. Shake it up. Shake it up. Glad to see you. Shake it up. Shake it up. Roll call. Roll call. Shake it up. Shake it up. Your name is Fifi. Thanks for being here. Sonia's in the house. Love it so much. Naughty loves my girl. Check out her channel. DV came through. Love it so much. Speak with your girl Marcella. Check out her channel. Naughty love. Everybody's in the house. Okay. That was a version of roll call, shake it up, shake it up. Y'all know, those who know. When people used to play on playgrounds when we was kids and we had to do those call out games, there was roll call, shake it up, and there was all kind of things. And the rhythm would be our hands. So the beat to that was you would stomp and say roll call, shake it up, shake it up. And then you do like a double stomp. I don't know, who knows, but maybe you were following along with me. Maybe you weren't. But Sheila Max in the house. Thank you, people, for being here this morning with me. Look, my son is trying to get in. Thank you all, my beautiful curvies. Yes, please hit the like button. From what I understand, it lets the algorithm know things. Okay, so this isn't going to be too long. I did a couple lives yesterday where I gave my views, so I was just going to give a couple of my points this morning. And I do have a word of the day, you guys. My word of the day is bully, and my other word of the day is going to be pack mentality, okay? Because there's some stuff happening in the streets over on Real Housewives of Potomac that was a little triggering. It takes you right back to high school, right? The cool kids all tripping you in the way in the cafeteria and making you put your face in your lunch. The humiliation rituals on this season are like crazy, right? So, but let's jump in. There was a white party, a non-white party. Let's see. A non-white, non-birthday party from a non-host named Mia. And so she picked up right with her antics again. Mia, messy Mia. Hurt people. Yes, it's triggering. I haven't done that deep of work to get all the way back to my elementary school freaking trauma. But it definitely was something to watch. Grown women act this way, you guys. It was just crazy to me. So first off, I'm surprised that Wendy was not allowed to the dinner because we clearly saw an assault. It was done out of aggression. It was the tossing of the liquid on Wendy was done out of aggression and anger. as misplaced and misdirected as it was done out of those two emotions. And because of the anger of it, it makes it an assault. I mean, it wasn't done like how Jen Shaw thinks pouring drinks on people's heads is funny, and that's technically an assault too. But she always, and it's hers are done in anger, and then she's like, "Oh, I was being funny," and that shit wasn't funny. But yeah, our over here we have Mia who threw the drink, and then she went back and tried to hit the girl, and now she won't let her film with them basically. And I thought that production, like I thought Bravo paid for these trips. And the ladies picked the location or something. I don't know exactly. If somebody can put in the chat what really happens, maybe that can help me understand. Because at this point, I'm just wondering, how does she get so much pull? Because we saw in Real Housewives of Atlanta, Marlo's first cast trip, she tried to pull rank and be like, get the F out of this house. And Kenya didn't have to go nowhere. It showed up to every scene and it held up in production for everybody if she wasn't getting in the scene. So I'm assuming the same thing could have happened over here, but Wendy must not have felt like being Kenya, I guess. You know, there's a lot to be said for personal peace, and it seems like Wendy was tapping out on the side of peace in this whole situation. I definitely wouldn't stay up under a roof with nobody who tried to assault me and saw nothing wrong with it, and the other ladies weren't even there to protect me. Because I might have ended up off the balcony like that old girl, you know, the one I told you about. She went to the slumber party with the room full of grown ladies, and she came home dead. Yeah. Check it out. We talked about that story here on Larger Curves before. Grown women can be very deadly. Let's just put it that way. So I was glad that Wendy took herself out of that situation. However, I am not pleased with the lack of camera time she's receiving and the continued her continuously being ostracized and her continuously being left out. And then this episode, we even see Mia and her representative talking about, well, why is Candace here? We kicked Wendy out, and isn't Candace Wendy's friend? I thought, well, Candace belongs in the house more than Jacqueline at this point, sitting there agreeing with Bigfoot that why is Candace here? Lady, you just pulled up. The motor's still hot on your car from arriving, Jacqueline, Mia's representative, but you got a whole lot to say and think. No, Milo, those are my new slippers. Stop it. You're so sweet. Yes. Oh my God. And her engine is still warm, you guys. And she has all these thoughts and preconceived notions about the interactions of the lady. Hello? Does that seem a little like too much for you? Or are you guys okay with the representative having so many words this season? I've said in my other reviews so far on Real Housewives of Potomac that I want to hear from the main cast members more. I need more words strung together in editing from people that we have rapport and relationship to and with for the past 7 seasons, instead of all this interjection from a representative who we're not even attached. We don't give a F what Jacqueline thinks. We don't give a F what Jacqueline wants to add to the conversation. We don't even know her. Am I being too much? Do I need another sip of coffee, y'all? I love hot coffee, you guys. I'm a coffee connoisseur. I like it in my cup, and then I like to drink it. All right. But I just think it's really interesting that we're getting like this forced addition into the show. It's not even congealed in a way that it's forming something appealing at this point. They literally plopped Jacqueline into our face. And I'm not saying like I don't like Jacqueline. I don't want to get Tita stirred or nothing. But I'm just saying that the way she's coming in is not typically the way that we receive a new housewife. Whenever a new housewife, wannabe friend, or anybody comes in this hot with this many opinions, we got thoughts, you guys. And we already know, like, yes, Fifi said it. Like, who are you? Who are you that you talk to Karen, the self-proclaimed Grand Dame? You summoned the Grand Dame and then talked to her about what she needed to do last week. And now you're down in getting dressed in the one shower that you and Mia take. And you're like, oh yeah, why is Candace here? No, bitch. You need to look yourself in the mirror and say, why am I here? Don't ask me why Candace is here. Ask yourself why you're here, why I have to hear so many words coming out your mouth that have nothing to do with this, because I don't want to hear from you, period. And that's all she is. Mia knew what she was doing. She brought on this representative so she can say the stuff that Mia can't necessarily say, but hey, we still don't want to hear from your representative either. Let's see. I loved Candace shutting down Mia's executive assistant, right? Like, let's talk to the manager, okay? I mean, Wendy Hotel, Candace shut Jacqueline down. Yeah, production pays for Mia's hotel. That's what I'm saying. I would lose it and be like, oh, y'all are with the violence. Got it, right? Hello. Okay, so you guys need to know, Natasha said she couldn't be here till 9, so I made this at 9:05, y'all. Hello, Natasha. Marcella says, each lady pays a portion and production secure the place. Really? Well, if each lady paid a portion and all they came up with was truck stop sandwiches for their paddle rafting, that was real low budget. I ain't never seen Beverly Hills, OC, Miami, New York housewife franchise have to eat truck stop Sammys on a paddle raft before, you guys. I'm just saying. Okay. Yeah, we already had the definitely trigger. And let's go down here. So yeah, the not white party. And then I was thinking this party, when Mia didn't host the birthday dinner, and then arrived late and then told everybody it was a white party, but she came down in white and red with her DSL lips and her Sasquatch feet, and she's all in red. So this is the second time that Karen's gotten upstaged at a birthday on these streets. Dog. Milo, no. Because remember that time Jizzy sat in the middle at that other birthday celebration a couple years back? And it was his birthday celebration for Karen. And Jizzy got there early, and being the attention-seeking hotbox that she is, allegedly, she sat her plump butt right in the middle. She sat her ankles and neck right in the middle of the table. And the middle of the table is usually for the person of honor, right? By the time Karen got there, Karen was at the end of her own birthday table, you guys. And Jizzy didn't have no problem with it. So now we have another person, Mia, who's supposedly throwing this party, says it's white, and then comes down in red. So, I mean, she needs all the attention. She wants all the smoke. And we're here to give it to her. She wants our attention. We're seeing you loud and clear. Okay. Now, Sharice's look at the table, you guys, why does Sharice look like a wet Barbie doll from 1982? Like, she looks like one of those knockoff black Barbies from the 80s, where the hair wouldn't do what you wanted it to do. The clothes didn't quite fit the way you wanted them to fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she's been on TV before, you guys. So she knows she knows the routine. She knows that she's most likely gonna get raked across the coals for coming in these freaking wigs off of Amazon with her droopy eyelashes. She knows that her fashions need to be on par, or else she's gonna get talked about. And my point is that Robin, Giselle, Fivehead, and Sharice all know that we're watching fashions, all know that we're looking at their styling and everything. They know that. And this isn't their first time at the rodeo. And they know that they need to do better but they don't do better. Whereas Karen, the self-proclaimed grand dame, she got our memos loud and clear. All our faxes came through. Our carrier pigeons landed on her porch. Our freaking Morse code got through to the stylist. Beep, 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 beep. Damn, where is it? Where is it? The Morse code. There's Morse. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Yeah. Remember, we were sending the message to Karen to please get a stylist and please have somebody fix that damn wig, Karen. Please. We sent the Morse code. We sent the carrier pigeons. We sent them all. We sent that helicopter to right in the sky, the airplane right in the sky with the banner. We was like, please, Karen, don't ever come on our screen with the tilted wig when we can see that Ashley has a 5 head and you, my dear Karen, have a 6 head. If you don't have that wig on right. And that is, if she doesn't have that wig on right, she ends up with a 6 head. And her wig is going to be shifting later on in the season. We see she's going to make a reappearance. But like I was saying, Charisse particular, to go from the champagne boom boom room to looking like a Boohoo model. You know that brand Boohoo? There's Shein, there's Boohoo, there's Curvy Sense, there's some like Fashion Nova is a little expensive, I think, for what she's looking like. Her and Ashley are looking like they both have a rainbow rewards card at this point. Literally. I mean, I'm not sure what they're going for. I'm not sure. But I'm not bagging on them. I'm just noticing that they're on TV. They keep coming through in these lame fashions with lame wigs. All they need to do is call Portia. Call Portia. Have her hook you up with a Go Naked hair installation. And then she'll break you off some coins for wearing Go Naked hair, right? Like they could be like an affiliate representative for Go Naked hair or something. I'm specifically Charisse. She needs some help, you guys. And then for her to be so nasty and so rude. She was very nasty and very rude. She has a lot of opinions while she sits over there trying to not say anything while saying everything, right? Did you see when Wendy finally got to the paddle raft that at least it was edited that her and Robin didn't have 2 words to say to Wendy? Why does Charisse not have anything to say to Wendy? Is she just hating because Wendy has a spot on the show and she doesn't? Because that was unwarranted, right? But, OMG. Chronicles of Anubis is in my house. What you say? And Corey Berman. You guys, check out Corey Berman's channel. It's called @Lola Lane over here in these YouTube streets. Lola Lane. Marva CB popped in. OMG, Coco is in the house too. I appreciate all you guys. Let's see. Natashki says, exactly. What the F does Big Reese not like in Wendy? Exactly. What is going on? Hey, husband, I'm on this live again talking about these ladies, right? He said he hears me. He said they need talking about. He said if nobody talks, nothing's going to get done. Exactly. And yeah, so they need it. They need it. But yeah, Big Reese doesn't like Wendy. The representative doesn't like Wendy. Okay? And Robin doesn't like Wendy. And she only wants to talk about her wedding in front of somebody that really cares about her. Well, none of us, well, that means you're talking to the whole wrong camera, Robin, because none of us care if you and Juan, your roommate, get married. None of us. 7-year engagements on TV with zero chemistry are not entertaining. It'd be different if like you guys have been engaged for 7 years and couldn't keep your hands off each other and the chemistry between you was palatable and like we were all in on your guys' vibe and like you guys just oozed love and affection for each other. You guys don't even act like business partners. You guys act like the kind of roommates where one of y'all is mad because the other one drank all the Gatorade and leaves the toilet seat up, and it's not Juan. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going in. I'm just activated by freaking the bully that is Robin. And that brings us to our first word of the day. We're going to look at what is a bully real quick, because a lot of people have been throwing this word around this season. And so let's just hurry up and share this real fast. We're going to share this screen because I'm just like, what's going on? Are we not using the right word? You know me and my damn words, guys. So let's share. So as we can see, a bully is a person who habitually seeks to harm or intimidate those who they perceive as vulnerable. He is a ranting, domineering bully. Okay. As a verb, seek to harm, intimidate, coerce someone perceived as vulnerable. Her 11-year-old son has been constantly bullied in school. Well, they are habitually seeking to harm or intimidate Wendy, and they do perceive her as vulnerable, I suppose, is the reason. And she's vulnerable because there was only one of Wendy and Candace wasn't there yet, right? And now that Wendy's gone, they're in a way bullying Candace because they are habitually seeking to harm, intimidate her also, who they perceive Candace to be vulnerable while she's there alone. And as the representative pointed out, has no backup. So yeah, I think this is a case of bullying. This very well. What do you guys think? Can I get a 1 in the chat for bullying and a 5 in the chat for larger? You're way off your rocker. I mean, but just based off of this, okay? Okay, so as an adjective, bully means very good or excellent. The statue really looked bully. Huh. Okay. So the origin of the word bully, though, is admirable, gallant, jolly. Really? And it went from that to harm, huh? Okay, now I'm confused. Okay, so if we go back, the middle. Oh my God. So bully used to mean lover, and it went from lover. Look, it went from lover all the way to habitually seeking to harm somebody. Interesting. So maybe, so we're on 1s. Yeah. A 4. Yeah. So, okay. Corey is like, it's not really bully. Corey, give me what the word is. Another word that we can look up, because I was convinced it was bully, but now I'm looking at the etymology of bully, the root meaning, and it's giving us a whole opposite effect. I mean, if it started off of love and admiration, I'm not sure how we got to bully is harm. A despot is a female bully. Okay, let's go there. Okay. Thank you, Mims. Mims is in the house, you guys. Hey, Mims, when is the rest of the Tita interview? You guys check out Mims in these YouTube streets. Make it make sense. Fabulous content. We always have a party over there. Make sure you go through and support Mims. Please. Love him. Okay. So, yeah, I would never say you are off your Oh, okay. Thank you, darling. Thank you. But you know what? I don't know. It says despot is a female bully, specifically a tyrant. So why don't we just make who's it's Mia's feet and lips the female tyrant of the book, the despot, because she put hands on and now she's not letting the lady come around. So yeah, she can have that. She gets it. Awesome. Okay, so that was our word, one of the words for the day. I'm going to stop this screen sharing and we'll get back into it. Let's see. So we had a heck of 1s. Look up ostracize. Yes. Let's look up that. There it is. Ostracized. to exclude someone from a society, a group of people who have been ridiculed, ostracized, and persecuted for centuries. Look at that. What is an ostracized person? That is a great word for today, Natashki. In casual use, the word ostracized means to exclude from a group by common consent. So they did. That means by common consent, the Green-Eyed Bandits, also known as Jizzy's Neck and Ankles, Rob the Builder, and Mia the Bigfoot, along with the representative and Reese, all did want to common consent and exclude Wendy from the group for no reason other than being attacked, you guys, because she was attacked. Now listen, they all use words. They all use words. And as we see later on in this episode, they're going to use their words to target and triangulate on Candace. But this was an excellent word. So we have bully, we have despot, and we have ostracize, which can all be used so far in this episode. Yes, Sheila Mack, vulnerable because they are in television. We got one. Of course, Corey with the 4. Right on. Sheila on television, 111. Also look up ostracize. 1. Make it make sense says, please smash the like button. All right. Oh, look, DT is in the freaking house. No way. Our New Zealand friend. Thanks for being here, DT. Right on. So he says, hello, Curvies. Hope all is well. Yes. And Mio, man hands. What does she do now? You know, it's what she didn't do, which is be polite and have manners. That's what she didn't do. That's what we can say. Oh, it's going to happen Saturday. So you guys, Mims is interviewing Tita Talks. She is the sister of the representative, also known as Jacqueline. And she has a YouTube channel since 2014, you guys. So it was pre-Mia's joining the show. And she's been following her journey over there. And I love that he is having her talk about it because I love going over there. I rush to her page after any freaking episode to see if what Tita's going to talk about, because Tita Talks right here. Oh wait, this one only has 300. Oh, that's not the right one then. Let's go to Tita. Here it is. This one. So you guys check out Tita Talks. She's sweet. She's live right now doing her daycare thing, talking trash about Mia and whatever else she feels like. So Mims is going to have part 2 of that interview on Saturday. Make sure once you follow him and hit that bell, you'll get a notification and you'll be able to see when he has the live with her. She is the truth. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, be sure you check out that on Saturday. Marva says bully means to be mean intentionally and to be dismissive. Yeah, that's what, see, and that's why I'm glad we're looking at these definitions, Marva, because, you know, getting to the, I use the wrong words all the time. I get so mad at myself. I'm like, I've been using that word for all this time and there was this word I could have used, you know? And so just like bully, I've been using that loose and willy, and really Lisa Rinna is a despot. She's not a bully. She's a despot. That's a female bully. So all these despots on Housewives, right? Make it make sense as larger. Where's your cash app? Oh, it should be scrolling. You're so freaking right. Here we go. Show that. Bam. Bam. Oh, here. No, here, let's do this one. Yeah, I'm recapping RHOP. All things are allegedly. Thanks for your support. Here's my cash app, you guys. Right on, Mims. Let's see. Where are we? Oh, Chronicles of Anubis says, I say Wendy is more like a communistic dictator. Really? Like, I don't get that vibe from Wendy at all. I feel like she's trying her hardest to let her analytical side um not take over these new relationships that she's forging. You know how super intellectual people can be socially awkward? Like when you're used to analytics, you interact different with people sometimes. Like I have some friends that are in IT that are totally socially awkward. They're awesome to hang around, but they come off a little like um abrupt and sharp because they're used to getting to the bottom line. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like she's being a dictator that much. I feel like she's really just trying to find a way to fit in, and she's also evolving into a new person too. I mean, the only dictators I see is Mia, technically, not wanting any of the riffraff to have anybody else come to the dinner unless she says it's by her hand, right? Right, Sheila? This is all hilarious. One. Hi. Good morning. Oh, Robin's Nest. Haven't seen you in forever. Thank you for popping in. Hi. Hey. They are all dressing like D-list celebrities, right? Oh my gosh. I'm like, do they not have any cool stores in Potomac to shop at? Or do the fashions not get there the same? Or that what we think is cool isn't cool in Potomac? Because a lot of these, yeah, they just look tired, you guys. They look tired. Nobody's trying over there. Nobody's trying. Wendy be trying. Wendy tries and Candace tries. I'll give them 2 tries. They be trying. And even theirs are hit and misses because sometimes I'm just like, oh, you really wear that in DC? Like, yeah. Wait just a second, you guys. Okay, you guys. Because let's see. Yeah, they're dressing so not okay. Naughty got love. Naughty got love. Make it make sense. Got love. Everybody's loving each other. I love you guys in the chat. Thanks for coming through. And yeah, do that. Communicate. I love it. I love a hot chat, you guys. Daphne Sylvester's in the house. You guys, all my faves are here this morning. Thanks for coming through. Yes. Yeah, because you're in those academic circles. It's true. When people are analytical, they it's a whole different vibe. They're nice, they're fun, but they're just a little socially awkward. It's nothing they can do. Hey, allegedly shaded Shannon. What's good? I believe she has a channel, you guys. Check her out if she does. I think she has a channel. I think she does. Good point. Thanks, Chronicles. I appreciate that. Corey, DT hopes all is well. Montgomery Mall used to be the best mall back in the day growing up. We used to have a Montgomery's out here in California. I used to love Montgomery wards. Oh my goodness. I'm good, DT. I have friends. Hello. Oh my gosh. Tony Robinson popped in this morning. Facts, Tosh. Maryland has terrible style, right? Now, your girl, LRGA Curves, I used to live in Maryland, Silver Spring, Maryland. I used to live in Maryland, and anytime I was working out there too. And the people used to say bank so weird. They would be like, oh, can you go make a deposit at the bank? And I was like, the back? Where's the back of what? The back of what? They were like, no, Bank of America. I was like, oh, bank. Okay. But they thought I had an accent. But yeah, their fashions were not on par out there. At all in Maryland. It was not, and I was so surprised because it was so close to New York. In my mind, I'm thinking it could have like awesome fashions everywhere. I mean, like you're literally a hop, skip, and a jump from New York, right? Oh, she doesn't have a channel, you guys, but if she gets one, make sure you check her out. No curves. Nobody dresses like none of these women. I'm AKA Daphne. She's Velma, you guys. I make fun of my hometown friends all the time for their questionable Maryland style, and they don't even deny it, right? Welcome. Damn, I used to work at Montgomery Wards. Yeah, right? I used to love Montgomery Wards. The original 5 and dime. Montgomery Mall in the main mall in Montgomery County. Oh, in Bethesda, Maryland. Oh, right on, right on. Yeah, when I lived in Silver Spring, Maryland, I used to like it. It was interesting. That I saw fireflies for the first time in my life. I had only ever seen them on Hanna-Barbera cartoons or on, the Cartoon Network or whatever it was growing up. It was all Hanna-Barbera when I was growing up. And they would have fireflies in some of the cartoons. And I was like, those don't even exist. I got out to Maryland, and lo and behold, if the sky didn't light up with little dancing lights that would fly by your head and they would land on you and not hurt, and you could catch them in a jar, and they were just so cool. I was like, they really exist? It was the most beautiful thing. It was so magical for me, you guys. Yes, let's see. Okay. I can't believe you lived in Silver Springs. Yes, yeah, we have flyer. Yes, yes. No way. You lived in Silver Spring too? OMG, I can't remember the street or anything, but yeah, I lived out there for like 4 years, you guys. I was dating this guy out there. Trucking is big out there, right? So he had his truck. He had a Peterbilt, and he wanted me to be his trucking girl. And my idea was a fun. Well, I was from California, and I moved out there because things got hot. I'll tell you the story one day. And so I moved out there, and I ended up meeting this truck driving dude, and we totally. Hey, I'll call you right back. I love you. That was my dad, you guys. And I met this truck driving dude, and he's all. My analogy from going from LA to Maryland was in LA, I was in the fast lane going 100 miles an hour, speeding down the freeway, driving with my knees. And when I got to Maryland, I was in the shoulder on the entry side by the slow lane with my hazards on, was the difference in how I lived, right? Like, yeah, I went from 100 miles driving with my knees to the shoulder with my hazards on, was how it felt to be living in Maryland. But it was kind of like exactly what I needed. I'm one of those people that believes you're exactly where you're supposed to be when you get there is where you are, and you better deal with it because that's what's happening now. And that's the present, right? So it was a very interesting switch for me. And he was just a truck driver in Silver Springs, Maryland. No way, DT lived in Silver Spring too. No way. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Oh, look, Corey said her style is not questionable. Oh, you lived in Inglewood too. So did I. I lived in Culver City. And I hung out in Inglewood. That's how we used to say it when we drive through. Inglewood, you have to say it like that. Anything with wood, you have to say wood. So if you have to say Hollywood, Inglewood, like that. I told you guys I was in the very fast lane driving with my knees. Okay, so I grew up in Frederick, Maryland, Fred Rock. We haven't seen fireflies. No way, they're gone. Oh my God, were they like the bees? Were the fireflies like your bees? Like, because out here in California, the bees have been dwindling and dwindling and dwindling, and it's so sad. Hardly any bees every spring. And it's because of the pesticides and the Monsanto, and the bees eat the Monsanto and their insides explode, allegedly, you guys. So what would happen to the freaking fireflies in Maryland? Please don't tell me that. Please be okay, fireflies. Yeah. I know what you mean. I was raised in Washington State. Yeah, like it's just so nice and slow, but you don't know you need slow until you get slow. You understand? When you are going fast, like that's just your vibe. You're just used to it. You're used to it. And you don't really understand that, hey, sometimes just doing absolutely nothing is exactly what you need. I have family in San Francisco in the Bay Area. They're probably in Inglewood. Yeah, your girl is from the Bay. I'm a Bay girl. They're about to name a street after Too Short. My style is a t-shirt and a pair of pants. Yes. Well, hey, but some people carry off a t-shirt and a pair of pants so well, right? Oh, wow. It's been a while. Global warming. Exactly, Sheila Mack. We're going to have to do a whole hour on that alone. Woo-wee. because I'm pretty sure that's exactly why. I mean, in addition to the pesticides and the other factors that aren't necessarily environmental having an effect on the insect life and the wildlife. Oh wow, it's been a while. Oh wow, it's been a while. Oh wow, no. Mia, no, man hands clothes probably created global warming. Yeah, her carbon footprint is a lot, right? Oh, you missed the fireflies too? You didn't see them last summer? I would have cried. I would have had myself a good freaking cry right in the middle of the field I was waiting for them in. Yeah. When I first moved back to Maryland from New York City, everyone complained I was talking too fast and aggressive, right? New Yorkers were your people. Right, right. California is super fast. I lived in San Diego for 15 years and then in Anaheim for 3 before moving to Georgia. I like the slower pace here. I'm sure you do, especially after all of that. Trying to keep the pace up here in California. I mean, just trying to make ends meet in California takes a super amount of energy, okay? Trying to make ends meet. I love fireflies. I'm not sure what that symbol was. Hey, Miss D Green, what's good? And Satra Dillery. I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, I'm going to drop this link real quick. And let's see. So I'm pasting that. I'm putting that. Because I don't have, I have some other points. But let's just hurry up and get through them. Okay, so let's see. I loved Candace's call out that when she's Garcelle, she's defensive, and that when she's Candace, she's labeled aggressive. You know, and I'm just like, I loved the way she shut those ladies down with that truth. When she's all popping off, they're like, oh. And then as soon as she said a swear word to show exactly what she was talking about, as soon as she said a swear word, they were like, oh. They were waiting for her. They wanted her. They needed their plan relied on Candace being traditional Candace in order for it to go through. Oh, look, Natasha's in the house. Thanks for coming up. Corey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I was wearing my headphones.
Corey, are you there, girl?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I said you were connected. Okay. All right, ladies. Thanks for popping up. You guys, like I said, make sure you follow Corey on YouTube in here. Lola Lane, they're on their way to 1,000. So make sure you can subscribe over there. And Natashki, come on, level 8. What's happening?
Level 8.
Girl, I'm like pushing level 9 these days. It's getting wild out here.
Oh, it is. It is. Every day. It's something else.
So which topic should we even dive in? I definitely felt like ostracized and bullying is definitely happening, and those definitions were crucial.
Yes. Yes.
Being on everything.
Sure. I feel like, and it's so obvious to us as viewers, like, we clearly see you icing this person out. And I'm going to go all the way back to when
it's not subtle. It's the most obvious thing in the world.
Right.
And so it's the level of gaslighting that is happening because of the denial of it all is almost strange just to witness.
Strange. And
I'll be strange.
And the other part of the gaslight was the apology from Wendy and from Karen to Mia. I'm like, these ladies have sucked all the gas out of the room, because why were they apologizing and then didn't have anything to say that Mia laughed them off and didn't even accept it or acknowledge it or apologize back?
I know, like, I almost feel like Wendy was just like exhausted and she just wanted to be the bigger person to cover all bases. So if it came down to it, she could be like, well, I apologize. I accept a responsibility. So you can't even attempt to group me into this category anymore, which wasn't even true to begin with.
Exactly. And she did an excellent job of that. I really appreciated that
And
she was willing to throw herself on the dagger like that.
I love that in a human being, and I try to do that as well. It's just like you have to recognize no matter what happened, at some point, just to like grow yourself as a human, you did contribute somehow, even if like you
Right.
weren't like, you know. And I just think that was just a good thing to do. And just like Mia was such trash to just sit there and be immature
Right.
and pelt her. Like, did you see her profile? Like, her lips look like a little mini table. They are so out of control. I can't even stand it. It's
I'm
like she
not-
could put a
I'm
little
not-
like side
I'm
lamp
not
on them.
with you, so-
Oh my gosh. You know how like some girls want their butt so big they can set a glass on it? Mia wants her lips so glass she could put a
Yeah,
plate
she could put
with
like
it.
a little picture frame of her family on her
Yeah.
lips. It's like literally
Oh,
a table.
dang.
Yeah.
I'm not with you this morning, Tosh. I'm just
Okay,
I
Corey.
can't.
a little table.
Corey, tap in. What's happening, Corey? What you think?
Oh man, I think they're all absurd. Every last person on the cast is absurd, especially Chris, the wannabe, or should I call him Chrissy, since he wants to be all up in the thick of things.
When was Chris on?
He his voice was there.
Oh, okay.
And you know, it's not like Tree Ring Neck was saying that he was making a pass at her. She was just saying the situation was uncomfortable for her. That's her feelings. That's how she feel. Why don't they just go ahead and okay, fine. You didn't think you did that to her. That's fine. But that's the way she feel. Just let it alone. Stop talking about it on Twitter. Stop going live on Instagram about it, because it's just how she felt. You can't negate other people's feelings.
Okay. I agree with
and
that.
And I think Ashley was reaching about her girlfriend, her homegirl. I think so. I think she was reaching.
Which girl?
You know, Chris, he ain't much her mommy and me friend that she said Chris touched her butt or something.
Oh,
that was like ridiculous.
Yeah, he didn't touch nobody.
I just think Ashley's grasping at straws for
and that's so interesting.
Storyline this year.
You mentioned that
again,
because somebody else keeps telling me that Ashley doesn't lie, and I'm like, Ashley is definitely an embellisher. She definitely embellishes some stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit. She does embellish a little bit, but she will drop that tea though.
Yeah, he dropped. But you know what? I didn't
at the most unopportune time.
Because when you look back at the scene when Ashley went to Candace's house and Candace let her guard down a little bit, it was Ashley who started the conversation about Karen by saying, well, you know, I've heard some things about Karen and Ray for years. And then they had more of a conversation. And then Candace said, well, I heard da-da-da-da. And so when Ashley gets to the thing and says, well, I didn't want to tell you this, but she said that you were cheating on Ray. That wasn't the way that she said it. It was in response to what Ashley said she heard.
And I took it as like she was just trying to kiki and like gossip. I don't think like she was really, it was a dumb thing to say considering there were cameras and it was Ashley. But I think she just got caught up and got a little too comfortable.
Roll it back.
I think it was just a case of her getting a little too comfortable and just wanting to kiki and gossip, and it backfired.
Yeah, and that's what I don't appreciate her crying about that stuff, though. I mean, we all know that Ashley's 5 head says right at the top, it says "Can't trust this bitch," and she should have known to read the forehead print, because anytime Ashley comes over with a smile and sits back and starts a conversation and then lets you finish it, it's going to be used against you later. Naughty Love is in the house.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks for being here. You guys make sure you check out Naughty Love LLC up here in these YouTube streets. Become part of her Naughty. She does all kind of things over there, and they're all worth watching. So be sure to check her out.
Thank you so much.
Corey was still in the middle of hers, and then we'll go to Chronicles, and then we will gladly hear from Naughty.
Oh, excellent.
Go ahead, Corey. Okay, go ahead, Chronicles. Oh, he tapped out. Corey? Okay, Natasha's on mute. Okay, Naughty.
Hey, it's some
Okay.
feedback. It's some feedback coming in.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. On my end, I just hear you guys.
Yeah, my StreamYard was acting up this morning too. Wouldn't play any of my memes.
Let me see. What's going on over here? Yeah, so what did you think about everything, Naughty? I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. As far as the Mean Girl spirit, they are totally trying to ostracize Wendy and Candace, but I love Candace's read down of that whole table, and every last one of them deserved it. Okay, and Candace, I'm really proud of her because she's been trying to hold it together for all this time, but they insist on poking the bear, so they get what they get. The factions are in the basement when it comes to the Green Eye Bandit and Sharice. Oh my God, Frump City, they just look frumpy.
Frumpy, that's the word, frumpy. Yes.
Frumpy.
Oh my gosh.
But what I don't like is the reoccurring theme of Mia playing this high school game of trying to divide and conquer everyone. Okay, you were in the wrong.
It's almost middle school.
It's so middle school.
But Rob is the builder and is an applehead, except for I love apples, so it could be a disservice to apples.
I know. I love a good crisp, honey crisp.
Yes. Ooh, that's one of my faves, honey crisp with VGs. Oh,
Yep.
they're so sweet and crispy. Oh my goodness. I'm just yeah. Okay. Yes, Chrissy. Naughty, you're spot on. That frumpy comment. Yes, frumpy. Okay, Corey's back in the house. Let's see. Is it connected now, Corey?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Naughty, do you mind if Corey finishes real quick?
Go ahead. It's fine. I'm working.
Hey, Naughty.
Okay, right on.
Hey.
I forgot. What was I saying?
You were saying the opposite of what we were saying.
Sorry. But
you're like, whatever we were saying, just go with the opposite.
Yeah.
And they'll be on track.
No, Naughty, go ahead. I forgot what I was saying.
No, I was just saying I'm over Mia trying to run this narrative of conquer and divide. Like it's just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna take all the pretty girls with me to the Lamborghinis and I'm gonna send all the other ones on this paddle boat and give them a box lunch from the park. Like, okay, like she was disrespectful this whole trip being a host. She was a horrible host. And I'm over her Ronald McDonald lips. I saw the lips before the dress, okay? And she looked horrible. She overdid it on the lips.
Ronald McDonald.
She overdid it.
Don't you find it weird? Like, this is such an indication that they're all in this weird scam because any other day you could have a perfect house and Giselle and Robin are complaining of a storm. They're nitpicking. Meanwhile, pipes are exposed. Like the whole thing is so ridiculously like low ball, yet not a peep out of them. They're just happy as clams. Love the accommodations, apparently. Like what?
Well, they couldn't afford to stay anywhere else, so they might as well.
I mean, that never stopped them from complaining before. I mean, they don't even do trips, but yet they're the first one to have an opinion.
Well, Robin did a trip once. She gave a trip. Remember? Her credit card was declined.
Which one was that? Where would she go?
The one when they went to, I think it was the Bahamas or something when Katie was there.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
like, they do once every
declined.
3 years.
And then wait, no.
And Giselle did her
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about
that
it.
was kind of local.
Robin is low budget. I'm sorry. She is low budget. That sorry part, fun day gave. Can you hear me?
And I'm personally offended by her rainbow bright clown outfit. I feel attacked and wronged by that.
Exactly. And I just didn't like the way she was pouting on that boat because she didn't have her partner in crime with her.
It's like, grow up. It's so immature and exhausting to even witness. Like you're pouting and like acting like not even like a senior in high school, like a 9th grader.
I mean, she's acting like Wendy struck a chord. She has some truth behind what she was saying, and she doesn't like that Wendy held her accountable because they don't.
That's what happens. You don't get that affected unless it's true.
Exactly.
Because if people say stuff about me that is so outlandish and true, it's literally like I'll just laugh. But like if you say something that's kind of true and it might be within like my own insecurities that I'm aware of, that's obviously going to affect me a little more, trying to make it not so much these days. But you know, that's just normal human behavior. And that is the only obvious thing that's happening here. She said something on point and truthful, and liars and narcissists don't like truth.
But is it me? Robin's just every episode she gets more and more unattractive. Okay, like no wonder she can't keep wine.
I think it's just like her vibe. It's just like we're just so, because you know someone could be like, I'm not saying that Robin's like not an attractive person. You know, like she's not like a supermodel by any means, but you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's just like her personality. Personalities will full blown make you hideous in 0.5 seconds, you know?
But I'm just over the mean girl spirit, and I can't wait.
Curves, are you here?
Dom goes in, okay? I cannot wait. The Grand Dom, she's like, it's my birthday, it's my birthday, it's my birthday. She melted. So I was like, go ahead, Karen. And she looks great.
I just think it's because like she's like, why am I in this hellhole situation? And it's my birthday. She's probably just like,
yeah, but Mia claimed she was hosting the trip, but the trip was really all about Mia. Hello.
It was all about Mia. It was always about Mia. It always has to be about Mia. Like she acts like she's like royalty. Like you have to have permission. It's weird.
It's like I was never popular in high school vibes.
Yep. Yeah, it's like nerds revenge of the nerds.
Exactly.
It's like you weren't popular, so now you're getting back at everyone, whoever wronged you now. Like maybe Wendy, maybe she got picked on by a smart girl in school. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Maybe she got picked on a girl that was like had scholarships and going to a good college, and she wasn't. And this is hitting a nerve. We don't know, but this is giving triggered weirdness, jealousy.
No, it's giving very insecure.
Yep.
Okay. And I feel like all her vulnerabilities are showing through her plastic surgery. Seriously. You could tell she has no friends, because my friends would have told me like, stop it, no more.
And I'm sorry, I no matter if Jackie's or Jacqueline's aunt is cool or not, I'm not down for Catherine. Or why do I keep saying Catherine? I'm not down for Jacqueline. I don't like the way she's acting.
I don't like her. I
don't like her either.
I don't like her.
Her aunt seems cool, but I don't like Jacqueline. I don't like how she thinks she can talk to people who she doesn't even know. She didn't even know, Candace. She didn't even know anything what they were referring to, right? They were obviously referring to stuff that she knows nothing about. She wasn't a part of, was never there, nothing. And Candace had every right to happening. And for her to chime in and gaslight her, like, that was the least she could have said was, who are you? Because, like, who are you? Like, who do you actually think you are? I have a question. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I don't feel like she mistreated Jacqueline. She don't even know her. Is it me, or does she look pregnant? I'm sorry. I thought she was pregnant.
Who, Jacqueline?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really pay attention. Like, I have this thing, if I don't like you, I like barely pay attention to you. And that goes for reality people. Like, once she was on my SHIT list, like, I was like, okay, bye. Skim.
I'm just trying to figure out what's the purpose of her or Sharice. I think they're both a waste of space. I mean, there's plenty other people I'd rather see on the Housewives than those two.
Right? Like, why did they go backwards? Why do they always try to go backwards?
And Big Reese is acting like she's like been part of the mix and she hasn't. So it's like, what are you talking about? And I don't like how she's being fake toward Candace. Candace needs to wake up. These women are not her friends. Right. And she's desperately wants them to be, and she's not letting this fantasy that they could be go. It's weird. I think it's so coming from her childhood, and I get it. You know, like when you have like a mother she probably has emotional abandonment issues from her mother.
Yeah.
And she's looking for to fulfill that with like other people who are just ultimately repeating the same patterns, you know?
Exactly.
Because Candace, although she's sharp with the tongue, she's very sensitive. You know what I mean? So
yes. I mean, I can relate to some of the things that I'm the type of person that I'll take a lot of stuff until I don't. And when I do, I've been known, like, because I'm an empath, so I can read energy, and I will know exactly what insecurity you have deep down inside. And I've been known to say things that are like kind of like cut a little too deep.
Hold on, my phone's ringing, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay, and I've been there, but it's always because I've been pushed, and I always feel guilty afterwards because I'm not that type of person. And you know, but like that happens when you're pushed sometimes, and it's almost like, you know that you have that ability and they don't. And you're like, you're so lucky I'm not saying anything right now. And then when you finally do, all of a sudden you're the bad guy.
Right. You know, Wendy's, Mrs. D. Green, I like this point. Robin needs to understand that her loyalty to Giselle caused her to betray Wendy first.
Exactly.
So her panties remain in a bunch because her and Giselle went after Eddie.
Yeah, because here's what happened. There was a whole buildup before that. They were trying to like basically create this narrative. So they started with just poking on Wendy like, oh, what's going on with you, Wendy?
Yeah.
Are you feeling insecure? Like you just seem different. And that was the buildup because they were trying to create a narrative that Wendy was super insecure and she was doing all this to save her marriage because like that was the story. Right. And Robin was very much a part of that building of the narrative. She kept going. She wouldn't let it go. Wendy. If you really were a friend and that really was a question, this was not how you would go about doing it. So don't even try to play.
Exactly.
And you're not fooling anyone. And for her to pretend, like, it's always like they do all this stuff and then they're the victim because people finally react and I'm over it.
Exactly. That part. And that's part of the gaslighting.
Yes.
Like, they do all of this stuff that we see. And then when they get the reaction when they F around and find out on the level they F'd around to, then now my reaction is the problem. But you just F'd around to find out.
Oh my God, I just found that video and I saved it because I'm like, I'm going to need this.
This is my favorites.
It's like, it needs to be like, yeah, it needs to be my number one video in my collection because it's perfect.
He is hilarious. The F around.
He's like, as you can see, the more you F around, the chart, per this chart here, you will find out.
Yes, yeah, let's see.
So in conclusion, so good.
That is so funny.
Where did everyone go? Like, did we run them off? Like, what's happening?
Well, Nadi's at work.
Gotcha. She'll be back.
Didn't work.
Where'd Corey go?
All right, today we're going to talk about
here. Let's see this. I'm going to share this because you're right. Let's share this. Get our daily dose of instruction.
Yeah, but I'm done with Jacqueline. I'm just like, who do you think you are?
We can find out and how much we can find out.
She's basically, Jacqueline's acting as the flying monkey, if you're familiar with that term.
So let's say in this case,
to me, a flying monkey is someone that's basically used as a pawn and tool and basically does the dirty work of a narcissist.
Yeah.
It's a psychology term. You might want to, pull that up. That would be a good term too.
Okay. Look, let's look at this demonstration of F around and find out.
This is science, everyone.
Yeah.
To find out what I need to find out. The more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Exactly.
And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around,
you never find out.
I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.
What a great teacher, that guy.
Today we're going to talk about how we get.
Okay, so I had to share that. Let's stop sharing that. Go ahead, Natasha. That's hilarious.
It's my favorite. I forget what
you were talking about. Charisse and all them.
Oh, with Jacqueline. I forget what I was saying, but I was just like, I just picture her face when she's chiming in on Candace, and it just like pissed me off. It's like you have no idea what the situation is. You clearly, let's look up the flying monkey term.
Oh yeah,
That's what we're gonna do.
Flying monkey. Let's see, flying monkey.
People think sometimes they hear that and they're like, "Oh, you're calling her like the Wizard of Oz." And I'm like, yeah, it kind of comes from that, but it's actually a real term.
Oh, the narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go.
It's in relation to narcissists.
Yeah, and they also did that thing with Candace, the triangulation thing, where they like.
Look up triangulation. I'm ready for a school day today.
So here we have flying monkey. When the narcissist wants to evoke some punishment, here we go. When the narcissist wants to evoke some punishment on a target, they dispatch their henchmen, aka flying monkeys, to do their bidding. Unfortunately, this can and often does include abusive behavior such as guilt tripping, twisting the truth, gaslighting, assaults, threats, and violence.
I mean, can we say Bingo Bango was his name out?
Oh my gosh, and Bingo was his name, though, you guys. Let's listen again.
The level of accuracy.
Witnessing flying monkeys happening in our face, you guys. Let me go over this definition again. Welcome back, Naughty.
Hey.
This goes right with Miss D. Green's revelation that Robin needs to understand. She caused this by being a flying freaking monkey, okay? That is when the narcissist wants to evoke some punishment on a target. They dispatch their henchmen, aka flying monkeys, to do their bidding. Unfortunately, this can and often does include abusive behavior such as guilt tripping, twisting the truth, gaslighting, assaults, threats, and violence. How many of those have happened to Wendy and Candace on this trip? Let's see.
Right?
So
it's like check, check, and check.
Yes, check, check, and check. And then in the meantime, they're guilt tripping Karen for wanting her to have Wendy there, right? And Ashley appears to be an ally, yet she constantly twists the truth. Okay.
You know what's weird? I'm like a really good read on energy, but I never can pick up Ashley's energy. And that always freaks me out when I get around people like that, because I feel like they're like empty.
Yeah, she's one of those witches that's like,
she's like empty. It's weird.
Like, I don't know if it's empty or if she knows how to guard it so you can't pick it up.
True. Yeah, something is going on because I'm not picking it up. I just don't pick up anything. And I always get nervous. I don't like to be around people like that because I'm like, you know? And that's what she gives me. It's just, I can't tell. And I mean, I guess the want there to be humanity and people kicks in when I think that she's doing the right thing, when she's like sticking up for Wendy. But then the reality of it is most likely that this is all just a chess move for her. Unfortunately. Hey, Q.
I like this comment. They need the right woman on that show, the right women on that show to get with Roberto and Gizzard. Karen can't do it by herself. Their day is coming. I feel like at this point, we just need to get rid of the toxicity that is Roberto and Gizzard.
Oh my God, Q should come up.
Yeah, because that is an excellent point. I feel like, why build a show around the toxicity? Most time, if there's a rotten something, you take that out and preserve the rest.
Well, there was like temporary positivity when they all went out. And who was the rotten apple removed? Giselle didn't go. And look, they all managed to have a good time, except for the ride home when Candace like kind of like had a flashback of what Robin did to her.
What really happened. Right.
And like, yeah, but like other than that, they all like the enemies were coming together, dancing. It was like, because Giselle really is that person that is the epicenter of the negativity. And,
she really
and
is.
Everyone else is really the flying monkeys, but on different levels. Like Mia's the flying monkey of Giselle and Jackie's the flying monkey of Mia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Giselle needs Robin. And just like Robin needs Giselle.
It's weird.
Uh-huh.
It's weird codependency, if you ask me.
Yes, Giselle is the toxicity. The ladies actually got along when she wasn't around. Sadly, I don't see Bravo doing this anytime. Yeah, they're not. They love the toxic. They love to build it around the most toxic person because for some reason they think that we think toxicity is entertainment, but toxicity is just triggering dudes. It's not like entertainment. I did look up triangulation real quick. What does it mean to triangulate someone? Triangulation happens when one or both of the people involved in a conflict try to pull in a third person into the dynamic, often with the goal of deflecting some of the tension, creating another conflict to take the spotlight off the original issue, or reinforcing their sense of rightness or superiority.
That's what they did to Karen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And say, remember, guys, when Robin tried to do the ageism with the Grand Dame Karen?
Yeah, that's what I said. She's like calling her grandma one episode, and next episode she's like, "You need to be the bodyguard." It's like pick a struggle. What are you doing?
Pick a struggle.
Robin gets a big boot from me for the whole season. Like Robin,
I can't stand her. I think she's nasty.
And her true colors are coming out.
I think she's nasty. I don't think she's smart. I don't like, from what I've seen, I don't like to judge this aspect of people's life. But from what I've seen and what she's revealed, I don't like the way she is a mother.
Do you guys feel like the representative could be part of this triangulation that Mia's trying to do? So the narcissist triangulation is considered a form of emotional abuse that can occur in a relationship. You convert a narcissistic partner, may pull in a third person into the toxic relationship to create conflicts between the two of you so that they can manipulate and take advantage of you. Do you feel like
I thought that they were trying to do that with Karen?
Yeah.
And the executive assistant was very much doing flying monkey duties to make that happen.
Yes.
Saying like, you should have stepped in. It's your fault. You didn't like resolve this conflict at the time, even though it's like your birthday and you're 59 and like you're in between two like 5'9", 5'10" girls about to fight. Like, that's normal. Like, stop. And meanwhile, the people that are complaining that Karen didn't stop it are the ones like Robin, for instance, holding a camera, like being like this weird, like encourager of violence, saying, fight or sit down. She's the one saying, Karen, you didn't stop the fight. Like, it's a joke.
Are we talking about grown women here? Like, it is not Karen's job to stop any fight between any of those ladies. It is all of those ladies as adults they need to carry themselves as such.
First of all,
in between their stuff, you know what? Why should I get scratched up and everything? You know what I mean? If y'all want to fight, go have at it.
If Giselle and Robin didn't say anything and didn't do anything during that fight, I guarantee it would have made a difference. I guarantee.
Yes.
They 100% were trying to throw gasoline on that fire.
They
were very much happy about it.
It was very much of the gassing.
Well, we know Giselle, she's been eating happy through all the episodes. Every time you turn around, she's stuffing something in her mouth.
Oh my God.
And it's starting to reflect in that neck of hers. Okay, let's talk about
her neck, her back, her ankles, and her neck.
Let's talk about them dinner rolls, Curves. Let's talk about them dinners.
So like back to
I'm not shaming, but the way she be going for everybody else.
You're right. Yeah.
I need her to go. I'm over her. I don't like, she's like a cancer. But like, I do see, here's the thing. I did appreciate Ashley saying what she said about bullying.
I appreciate Ashley saying stuff, but she's always part of the issue later on too. Like, so is it, she just says it, but she doesn't mean it.
It's like, I wonder, this is what I mean. I feel like this is like a strategy for her because like, or maybe she is not about violence. You never see Ashley talk and do violence. Maybe that is something that she is very much. I don't know.
Hey Q, what do you want to add to the conversation?
Hey Q.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Thanks for coming up.
Okay. No problem. So the problem that I had with this show is it's an entertainment show. But there's no balance. Like there's no, sometimes we like Giselle, sometimes we don't. It's all the time we don't like them.
Right.
They're doing things thinking, oh yeah, the fans are like us this season, but you're coming after Karen. Everybody loves Karen. You're coming after Candace. People have a love-hate relationship with Candace, and people have a love-hate relationship with Wendy. But everybody has a hate relationship with them too. And then on top of it, they don't bring anything to the show. Giselle doesn't talk about her personal life outside of Jamal. Robin has this tired storyline about her and Juan getting married. They're never going to get married. But for some reason, Giselle is one of Andy's favorites, so she keeps getting brought back onto the show. So that means she's going to keep adding Robin back to the show. But they don't bring anything to the show. And like I said in my comment, they really need somebody outside of a Karen to really focus their attention on them two. Because the same way that they can just pick one person a season, a couple seasons ago it was Monique, last season it was Wendy, this season is Candace. If Mia comes back next season, it's going to be Mia. They need that one person that every season their focus is on Giselle and Robin, where they don't waver, they don't apologize, they stay on them the entire season, so they can see how it feels when people are attacking you all but not letting go of it.
And what's weird is I just wish that they would understand the power of an alliance, and I wish that they could like stick together. I wish Ashley would turn to the light. And I want Wendy, Candace, and Karen to be a more united force, because then they could make a difference. But they don't. And it's why it's not doing anything. And that's why I really appreciated when Wendy said what she said last year, because it was what we're all saying. And that's like kind of like to back up what you're saying, Q. That's what we need. We need someone literally saying what Wendy said last year and not letting it go, not feeling bad about it. Completely being like, are you with me or are you against me? Is this not the truth or not? Hello, you know?
Right.
Yep. Exactly.
Hey guys,
because outside of that,
go ahead, Q.
I was just gonna say, outside of that, like Candace still thinks that Robin is her friend. Somewhere deep inside, she still thinks Robin is her friend. I can see her being friends with Giselle again next season. I can see them getting past that. But that's the problem. They attacked you. They went low. Because it's not remember how like Atlanta used to be, where it wasn't as dark. They would just like shade and read each other, but it was still fun.
Right.
Housewives now has reached a point where we're talking about colorism. We're talking about racism. We're talking about all the things that we never talked about before on reality shows, because we were just laughing at how funny it was, and we were watching people spend money.
Exactly.
Something that we're not getting anymore.
Right. It's not doing what it's supposed to do anymore.
It's not giving what it's supposed to give anymore. But look at these freaking ratings, you guys. They had 1,075,000 viewers for this most recent. That's the season high. 1 million viewers, hit over 1 million for the first time this season. And
see, in Giselle's mind, she's like, I did that. I'm the one who's orchestrating the drama. This is contributing to the show.
And that's going to be, they probably are going to reward her for this greatly. And Rob the Builder, I'm hearing that people are like, always. Oh my gosh, Rob the Builder has talked for the first time in 6 years. This show wouldn't be anything without her. Oh, I beg to differ.
I'm sure we'll be okay. And
we'll manage.
And I know like Giselle and Robin like in real life, but outside the cameras. Giselle, the person you see on the camera, Giselle is that person, but 5 times worse. Nothing affects her. My best friend cousin does her hair and makeup. He always tells her, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It's her way or no way. If you don't agree with her, she has a problem. If you have something that's better than her, she has a problem. She was this way when she was the first lady, and she was this way when she was this way on the show. And then as far as Robin, I used to live like 15 minutes from Robin. Robin never lived in like she didn't. I mean, I didn't live in a bad neighborhood, but she didn't live like in this extravagant neighborhood where it was like exclusive. You had to make all this money. Yeah. She lived out by the mall. Like you could I could walk my dog past her house. Like it wasn't exclusive. Arundel Mills Mall out here by BWI Airport. Like there wasn't they're not like housewives. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not like a charade. I mean, it took forever for her to get her house built, but
like
they're not living in these. Yes, yes. So they're on the show thinking they're so this and they're that, but in reality, it's like y'all just like everybody else. So why can't you get checked like everybody else?
Right. Well, I don't know. Somebody does need to check them. You have a very good point, Q. I appreciate that because they do need an entire season of Giselle and Robin getting attacked three-way style for the entire season, getting ostracized, getting rumors spread about them, like all the stuff. Like I think Robin's going to get a little bit of it moving forward now that she got Karen activated. Yeah. And got Karen's wig to shift again back to the season 2 Karen. But yeah, that's not going to be a good thing for it. But I think Giselle needs more of it. But you're right. She does. Just like when Monique brought out that binder, she was so unfazed. Mm-hmm. And even she told her kids that time that she just doesn't do emotion well. And I wonder what happened to that girl to be such a pretty face, but that's some heavy trauma to not even be able to.
I thought about that too. I'm like, what made her like this? Because her dad seemed cool.
Yeah.
Maybe something like with her family, like the divorce. I don't know.
Something must have really happened to her, unless this is just her cross to bear to be a BL.
Yeah, it could just be a nurture versus nature type situation.
But she was like this. She was like this as the first lady, though. As the first lady, people didn't like her. Before Housewives even exists, people didn't care for her as the first lady.
They are duo only.
Because she's not like a real person. It's like what Curbs not. Remember we were saying it's like that like church lady or like the fake kind of like, hi, how are you doing? Like basically everything I'm not good at. Like I can't do small talk if we don't like each other. I don't have anything to say. I'm just like, hey, see ya. You know? But she's not like an actual like authentic personable person. She's just like one of those people that can just phase through and kind of do this like surface level fakery. That's why she's like, her ability, I will give it to her. She's never really awkward because she always will have something to say, but it's always surface level. It's never personable. And you can just feel that with her.
Yeah, for sure.
I just feel like she's a shell of a person and she's very shallow. And that's because she's really insecure, and I think that's how her and Robin feed off of each other on a regular basis because they both have lack of affection in their life. I mean, just think about it. At least 3 episodes out of every season, Giselle says, "Oh, I don't have a man. I can't get a man. I can't get a man." And narcissists like her, they're bottomless pits and they need constant validation and partnership. So she latches on to someone weaker than her that needs her because that makes her feel up here. All hail the queen. She really wants the Grand Dame's position. But the Grand Dame, can we say she is branding herself? Okay, she's out here in these YouTube streets. She's got all her products. She even took Wendy's candle idea and blew it up. Okay, I'm just really proud of her.
Sorry.
I'm just really proud of Karen, the way she's outdoing all the ladies, if you ask me. They better watch out because they'll just be the Grand Dame and Candace on the show.
Right? I wonder what like the real dynamics of Giselle and Jamal are. Like, I know that she can't run the show with that because he's like almost her match.
You mean Community D?
But you know what I mean? He's not going to be the one. Like, she's used to being able, like, you could even, what was that guy that she was dating before, the basketball player?
Here, find the
Who was the basketball player she was dating before, the ex-basketball player?
Oh my goodness. Giselle?
Hello?
Giselle was dating an ex-basketball player before.
Yeah, the guy that she was dating that Monique brought the ex-wife to, and then they broke up.
Sherman?
I don't know.
Yeah, Sherman. You remember there was that one scene when they were having like a picnic and he was like feeding her strawberries or something weird. You could just tell, I just caught the vibe that like that she kind of has to have the control. Like she likes the idea of men obsessing over her looks and kind of like this kind of like worship type thing. I just got that vibe. But with Jamal, I can't picture that really happening unless he like did the whole love bomb thing initially and then flipped the switch.
Yeah.
Well, she was
Maybe.
with Jamal before he got big, though. See, she was with Jamal before before Jamal became Jamal. So he was giving her everything, and then the tables turned, and he was no longer giving her that affection. He was getting it somewhere else.
Oh. So you think maybe he was that kind of like more like worship kind of role, but then once he got his own like narcissistic feed, he was like, we're about to flip the switch, girl. Here we go.
I read the book that Giselle put out, the First Lady book, and that was supposed to be like a loose biography, right? In that book, he was cheating from day one.
Yeah.
He was getting stepped to in the church from day one by ladies in skimpy clothes taking prayer with Pastor Jamal, and then coming up pregnant. So she had been going through it according to that book. If it's anything like her real life, she had been going through it with that man from the moment they got married and the moment she became a first lady. But here, look, did you guys hear what freaking Andy said about Ascala? What do you think happened with Ascala?
Oh my God, I watched that. And my thing is like,
she was boring.
Andy hates when you put the pressure
so
on
boring
him
that I don't
like
remember.
that. And I was like, he's going to punish Candace now. Because she put him on the spot about something, and you could see how uncomfortable Andy was, and he hates that.
Why don't you all want Ascala on the show? Everything's
See?
What was
Look
that
how
about,
uncomfortable he is. He's gonna get her back for that.
But also, you know, Andy's not a big fan of Candace.
True.
But why not? That's just what we think. Do you
He's
think
just not a
he
fan of
doesn't like
Candace.
her? Because like we think he's a fan of Giselle, but not a fan of Candace. I think it should be reversed.
He's definitely a fan of Giselle because he edited out a couple scenes. There was a scene where Giselle was at the Watch What Happens Live at the BravoCon, and he had said something about her outfit. We all saw it on the internet, but the moment it came on TV, it got edited out. Giselle had this breakdown at the show, and it was confirmed to be true that the breakdown happened, but they edited it out. So he's not a fan of Candace. Now, if Giselle was like, "Oh, where's Ascala?" he probably would have had an answer. But because he's not a fan of Candace for whatever reason, he didn't have an answer.
I wonder if I don't know. Andy's too much for me. I don't appreciate that. We're going to have to do a whole other live on him always pressing pause whenever racism or freaking colorism when racism comes up. But
that's the thing, like with the reunion, he's not going to say the right questions. I just know he's not. He's going to tiptoe around it. He's right. Even though it's the most extreme case we've ever seen out of any season.
Sherman was a basketball player.
He's going to manage to gaslight and minimize things that shouldn't be minimized, and kind of like how he did with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like, you know what I mean?
That was really an interesting.
Would he get? So the thing is, I agree with what everybody says about Andy, but the question is he the right person to be asking those questions at the reunion? Because it's like if he does bring up colorism,
and he says it wrong.
Yeah, because if he brings up colorism, then everybody's gonna be like, "Why is he talking about colorism?"
Because it came up on the show. I feel like it would be more authentic for the same person that's been doing the reunions forever to just learn a way to ask the right questions. You gotta get a different question. Like, I don't think that you should have a black person on this reunion just so we could talk about colorism, because I don't feel like that is going to be as helpful as we need to have Andy sit here and hear what's going on, so then he can see what's going on in this freaking world, and then we can go have a talk on the other show about why the racism is happening over there too, Andy.
But I don't think, like, although I'm not a person of color, I have the capacity to understand the what colorism is and how it affects people, and like the subtleties of it. I don't think Andy has that capacity. Even if he like reads a couple of textbooks or whatever, I don't think he'll never fully understand. He's based on his perspective.
Right.
But I don't feel like he should get a pass on it either. I feel like he needs to face his own.
Oh, absolutely.
that he doesn't get it. He needs to get it. This is happening in the world. There's more happening in this world than anti-Semitism and LGBTQ hate. There's more happening in this world than that. But those are the two things that he always stands up for. He doesn't ever take a look further into the other isms or stand up for them. And he needs to. If you're going to be a stand-up person, stand up for it all. Don't pick and choose. You have to be uncomfortable.
It's selective outrage.
I just think it's ignorance. I think it's pure ignorance. And,
that too.
People nowadays, they pick and choose what fight they want to fight.
Yeah, it's selective outrage. I can't stand it.
At the end of the day, we're all human. We're one race. We're all human race.
Out of many one.
Out of many one. And all cultures matter here.
No, I don't want to see Candy. Candy does not need, I do not need Candy on my screen, not another time.
Oh my God.
Not interesting. She won't ask the right question. And Candy is Candy Cruz at this point anyway. She's not the right person to be hosting and talk about this either, because if she has an answer for everything, she went behind and stole from Nene when she was supposed to be going and talking to people about Black Lives Matter.
Oh my! But can I say
there.
this about Candy? She's really trying to come out of her shell, Curves, because she just did an interview. It's a new movie called Fantasy Football. It was produced by Masai from Blackish.
Oh, cool.
And she interviewed Amari Hardwick, and when I say she did she did the whole cast. She did a really, really good job. I was impressed. And she did it on her YouTube channel.
Yeah. I like her when she interviews on her channel, but I don't need her to be a
run the housewife,
be a spokesperson for Black on the Bravo sphere, because
I just find her a physical voice to be annoying in general. So for her to be speaking that much, it'll be rough to my ears. The whole goat hi, what's your thing?
Yeah, she has this goat thing down pat, man, down pat. But you know what? I am so happy that Q, you came up for the first time. Thanks for being up here with Larger Curves today. I totally appreciate that.
Thank you.
Don't do it, Curves. No one stole from Nene. In fact, the only thing stolen was Nene stealing that woman's husband.
She's not lying. Are you talking about the most recent?
She should have kept her legs closed to married men. You're right.
I feel like I agree with Mems, because Nene always has tried to come for Candy for no apparent reason. And I think it was out of pure jealousy. From when she did that song for Kim, Tardy for the Party, Nene was mad that
she was mad at Candy before that.
Exactly.
They didn't get along before that. I don't know, but there is truth to the story that Nene sent a group text. We need to go to the executives and all come together so we can have better rights. She did do that. There was a group text, and then Candy was part of the group text. It said, okay, yeah, let's all go together and approach the executives specifically about Black Lives Matter. And then Candy took a meeting by herself, didn't tell the other ladies from the group text that it was happening, and got everything that she got. So that is backhanded. That did happen.
Yeah, that's some cold-blooded
idea, and that's an issue. She is not the person to be doing this. And I don't care if she did have problems with Nene. You just stopped all of y'all from getting health benefits. That was the kind of stuff Nene was trying to get them. They didn't even have health benefits, you guys. Nene was literally trying to get them health benefits and shit.
I appreciate the cause, but Nene talks out.
I don't know if I believe that, because
Nene also has that type of personality where she needs to be the head honcho, otherwise she freaks out.
Yeah, is she a Sagittarius?
But guys,
Sagittarius I know need to be the front.
I think Candy was acting out of past experience from what she went through in her group and how they tried to mess her over and everything. So I kind of feel like she was just trying to cover herself and protect herself.
Exactly. So she was trying to cover herself instead of everybody knows their strength in numbers. So instead of all 5 Black women going to execs and saying XYZ, one Black woman showed up and she got XYZ for her. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't
I think
the problem with Nene and Candy,
that was very crab in a barrel.
The problem with Nene and Candy was this was Nene's show. She got Atlanta on the map. Nene, Sheree, and Kim was the
Yeah.
reason Atlanta became Atlanta. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, here comes this established woman who's Atlanta all day long, but she's established. She really don't need the show. The show is just gonna make her more popular. And then Candy became a fan favorite because she didn't necessarily align with Nene
Where's
and
that?
just listen to what Nene said, and she would clap back to Nene. Nene had a problem with that because Sheree and Kim, well, they needed Nene to get on the show. Candy didn't need Nene.
Nene was jealous of Candy all along because Candy was the one.
Yep.
She always had top dollar from the time she came in, and then she got behind Kim with that tardy for the party, and I think that just like kind of sealed the deal. Because remember, Nene was beefing with Kim at that time.
Right. I remember their beef.
Yep.
I remember their beef. This comment, let me see.
But that's Nene all the time. Anytime you
She
don't
didn't-
side with Nene, that's
The
it.
only reason she didn't need it was because of the SAG, but she still was trying to get it for the rest of them.
Do you have SAG when you're not working though? Because she wasn't in a show. Like how long
It's a
does
union. SAG is a union. So
how long do you stay in? But do you have to have like so many credits to remain in the union, or is it just like once you're in, you're in?
I believe SAG is once you're in, you're in. But I don't know if she's currently a member. You're right. If she's not working, but you have to be a member to work. So she might keep her membership going. But yeah, it's a union, and she did have it through the union, but the other ladies didn't necessarily have it, and those were the kind of things she was trying to get. Now, Candy is a boss, and most bosses do steal great ideas from their other employees, so that's perfect. Nene didn't like Candy because Candy has real established money. I prefer Toothless Nene with the
Aaliyah Bang.
Aaliyah Bang. Yeah, it was just an Aaliyah Bang.
Candy
It wasn't
was
the
always
other hair.
boring. AJ passing made Candy a fan. Yeah, Candy has always been boring. And even though she might have been established, she was established boring.
She doesn't have that personality,
She
that
doesn't.
shebang kind of pizzazz where
Once
you're
you're
like
in
drawn to
SAG,
her.
you're in. Yes.
She
yes.
almost like sucks the life out of you when you listen to her talk. She's like, well, and it's
Yeah.
like this one low tone, and you're just like, clear. Like you want to get one of those resuscitators and be like, clear,
clear, clear, paddles.
yeah.
This has been an excellent discussion, you guys. I feel like overall, again, this episode showed us the glaring.
Wait, what do we think about the mid trailer?
I love the mid trailer. I love an activated Karen. I hope that it goes as well as I hope it goes for her. Activated
Big
Karen.
Reese looks like she's gonna go nuts and almost flip a table, Teresa
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, I
Guys,
still
my
can't.
phone's ringing
Yeah,
at
she's
work.
still a
You
bull.
guys have a good rest of your day.
Okay, Naughty, take it
Bye,
easy.
Naughty. What were you saying, Q?
Sharice is still a bulldog to me. She's still pointless of being there. I can't
Right.
stand her. She brings nothing to the show. And her storyline is played out. You're attacking Karen. Like Karen said, I ain't talked to you in 5 years. You back on the show because you need some money. And they back on the show because they think they're going to take Karen out. You're never going to get rid of Karen.
Yeah. Well,
It's almost like she's like not even mad at Karen. She's more mad that she's like, Karen's not taking the bait and she's going to ruin my chances of getting back.
Exactly. Karen's not feeding into what I need her to feed
Right.
into. So what do I do? Oh, I'm attack her husband again. That's played out.
I don't
And
know.
yeah,
In that clip,
they're
she looked like a
attacking
whole wild
institution.
barbarian.
But that's also what they do.
Yeah, she's a
All they do is
bulldog.
attack. They attack the marriages. They only attack marriages. Nobody's talking trash about Juan until Karen's about to bring it up. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's talking trash about Michael.
And Juan is the easiest. With all the stuff that's going on right now,
Yeah.
Juan is the easiest read on the whole entire cast. At the reunion, every time Robin would say something to me, I would bring up Juan. That's
Yeah,
all I would.
Exactly.
address.
My
I would
only
address nothing but
response would be
Juan.
that.
Yeah, what is it called? Crispin University?
Yep, that's it.
Crispin
You could ask me about the
University.
weather and I'll just mention Juan.
Coppin. Yep.
Coppin University.
Coppin University. Every
Honestly,
time I'd
They'd
be
be
like,
like,
oh,
assistant
That
coach?
story
still have
is
his job at
disturbing,
Coppin?
but then I also was reading how like they notoriously like wear those athletes thin, where they're like worked so hardcore and they just do it because that's how they're paying for their college, and it just seems like a really messed up situation altogether. And I don't like it at all. It's really disturbing to me. Not to mention like the other part, which is like beyond.
Yeah, I dropped the link for you, Mims, if you want to come up.
Mims.
That's all I would bring.
Look
Robin
at
would
this.
Robin would want to
Every
fight
time I
me.
see dancing,
'Cause that's all I
That's
would
how
talk
I am
about.
too. If you're deflecting, I will keep bringing up this exact thing you're reflecting, and I will not waver. I don't care if you want to mention XYZQ. I will stay on it because I know I've been around narcissists before, and they're constantly just trying to deflect. I'm like, no, we're going back to here, and we're going back to here. Yep, still here.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you have to do. Mims, come up. I dropped the link. That's what has to get
Yep,
done.
the same way Monique didn't let up off of Giselle when she was reading that binder and everybody was trying to interfere and she kept staying on it. That's all I would do with Robin.
I would come back. Oh my God. I would come out. I would put on a pair of fake glasses and put on a blazer and grab one of those teacher pointers. And then I'd be like, one moment, please. And I would go backstage and have one of those
Ooh, I like your Linda.
1995 like film strip kind of things, roll it out and have like a full PowerPoint presentation ready to go and be like, and as you could see here, Robin, and be like dead serious and not finish until my whole presentation was done. It's ridiculous.
Mims, I like your Lenza. I am obsessed with Lenza.
Oh my gosh.
Have you guys seen that new app, Lenza AI?
Look at the blue steel, Mims.
And you upload 10 to 20 photos of yourself, and it gives you like 100 avatars, one-of-a-kind avatars.
Really?
Based off of your likeness. That's so
scary.
addicting.
That means that they're like, they can create.
Yeah, they're
That's terrifying.
They're what is it called? Biobanking my face stuff.
Yikes on bikes.
Yeah.
But it looks good.
It does.
It's giving blue steel.
Very blue still. Mims, can you hear us? Oh, he left. I guess
he's like, bye.
He just wanted us to see. He just wanted us to.
He just wanted a few compliments, and then he was like, "See ya."
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Right. He's probably gonna come talk to me bad about Nene and tell me how I'm wrong about Nene and she this, that, and the other. No, people feel like Nene's the wrong messenger.
I want to know what goes down in Mexico. Whose trip is that going to be? Does anyone know who's like pretending to host that trip?
Who's pretending exactly? They're all chipping in for what they say. I would be like, oh, let me give an extra $5 because if you all ever bring me truck stop sandwiches again, it's on.
It was straight up. Q, you'll know this, like Royal Farms, like you know what I mean, like Wawa.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
If you know, you know.
Did you
but
guys?
They made it look cheap. It's a gas station that sells. It's like a convenience. It's like a sheet. I don't know if you guys have It's just a gas station. Yeah,
that's hilarious. Yeah, those sandwiches were.
They have like made to order stuff.
That's hilarious.
And already
they do have good chicken though.
Them themselves. The girls in Salt Lake City's little paddle boat thing looked funner than that thing.
Right? This was like, and the thing is like, I know that they weren't expecting that, and that's why they were complaining. They have every right to complain. But I just kind of felt bad for like the operator of the boat because he was excited, and then they were just like shitting on his little business. And he's like, dude, I get like 21-year-old bachelorettes. I don't get 50-year-old housewives. Like, calm down,
Exactly.
But who is Roberto to be complaining about anything? That cheap shit she be throwing all the time. Like,
she is so cheap. That non-family day party was
the audacity of it all.
Mims, your dislike for Nene is on another level. It was clear that Candy had an issue. LOL. I agree with you, Miss Duggan.
I actually have been pretty nice to Nene, especially after what happened to her son. But that doesn't mean that we don't have a good 10 years worth of stuff to review. If you really look at, sorry, can you hear that siren in the back?
It's all good.
If you really look at Nene and her character on the show, she valued people. Hold on one second. I don't want that to be on your screen. Hold on.
Okay. No worries.
They're coming for you.
Yeah, if you really look at...
Oh, was that the woke police?
Nene just called the law on you.
Mims, was that the woke police?
If you really look at Nene's fan of the show, she valued women like Sheree and Kim. And Kim's money came from the likes of Big Papa. So it was like limitless supply. Nice home. She had a Bentley. She had a Porsche. She had all these things that Nene didn't necessarily have. If you remember when Nene came on the show, Greg had done some like shady business deal with somebody who he was in business with to even get them into a house in one of those neighborhoods. So she got evicted that first season. Candy came on, and Candy was the polar opposite. Candy was somebody who knew what it meant not to have money, and so she holds on to her money. She lets her money make her more money. And Nene never really valued that. She called her hood. When in actuality, Candy was probably worth more than Andy when the show started. Right? Like if you really look at it, her issue with Candy was that Candy had money and she did not need to flash it. Whereas Sheree lost her whole home because she refused to forfeit it, and it got foreclosed on. So it was like Nene valued the keeping up with the Joneses. And that's why she was so upset when she finally was solidified as a millionaire and had this new home, and they did not give her the validation that she needed. In fact, they said she had roaches and that it was hot.
She was like,
in
here
her
I
house.
am. I'm one of you now. Why aren't you congratulating me?
Right. I can see that happening.
And she rented her house from Lisa.
I give that to you.
Actually, she didn't rent her house from Lisa. She didn't have credit. She didn't have credit, so Lisa had to use her credit to rent Nene a house.
I mean, yeah, that part. Not rent the house, but yeah, Lisa had to help her get the house. But Nene ruined Nene's career because the thing is, everybody has issues with their boss, but the way that she went about it, the thing that Nene wanted sympathy. Like, I think she could have been back on Bravo if she didn't go on that hate tour that she went on against Bravo. If she just would have handled it behind the scenes, like we haven't heard anything about Mariah. Mariah didn't do all that, and she handled it behind the scenes. And they're still showing clips of Mariah on Married to Medicine. Everything with Nene. They try to take her out of. They don't even mention her name on Bravo.
They do mention it, but
because she went about it wrong.
I know. It's like she did
I
like the
Nene.
Hail Mary tactic. Like she just like went all out, and it wasn't a big strategy, and she just expected for it to turn out because of everything she's thrown in there. And when it didn't, it was like, oh no.
I believe Nene though. Oh, I'm sorry.
I feel like Nene was going through it. Greg had his cancer diagnosis. She's getting treated wrong at work. She can't complain to the creator of her angst with Greg because cancer is what? It's something that who are you going to complain to? I feel like she had this for an issue. She might have been hyper focused on it as a way of, this is something that I can complain about. Let me go. It didn't work the way she thought it was going to work, but her complaints were still valid. I don't care. I've been at a job where the white people in the other office were being rude to me for years, and I kept a journal for years the way that my lawyer told me to. He told me to have it documented. He told me to show up every day. He told me to do my job and to document, preferably in a notebook that you can't, when you tear the pages, you can see they're gone. That's exactly what the freaking lawyer told me to do. But now that Nene had the good sense to keep her job and document, everybody's like, bitch, what you do that for? You stupid. You was getting paid the whole time. You should have just kept on and da-da-da-da-da. That is such a cop-out, you guys.
I don't think that's what people are saying.
Nothing. That's exactly what I'm hearing.
No.
I don't think anybody's saying that.
She had valid complaints, is my point. And you cannot act like her complaints aren't valid because you don't like Nene.
No, I don't think that's the point at all.
I
agree with you. I do think her points were valid. I think that Kim was a racist. The difference is I would not need a racist sending me flowers and exchanging niceties on my personal Instagram with this person. I wouldn't be trying to film a whole new spinoff show with a racist. Like, those are the issues. It felt like she was trying to use the Black Lives Matter, the racial tension to her benefit. And the problem was, you can see, Larger, would you be inviting this person into your personal home if they were a coworker and they were knowingly racist to the point where you had to take copious notes? I'm asking you, Larger. I'm asking you directly.
If it was part of a work, yes. If it was part of work and I knew I had to still deal with Woody's racist ass on a project, I would do it and take my freaking notes.
No, I'm talking about like personal things, like personal phone calls or shout outs when Greg passed away, or all
Okay.
these things that were not specific to Bravo. I'll give you
Yeah,
the whole.
it seemed beyond the show, the niceties, that it seemed like they were still maintaining an actual personal
Oh, I
relationship.
really love Kim. Oh,
They
you
were
know, we
kinda
go back
getting
and forth.
But they weren't like full-on friends ever since. It didn't appear to me that they were full-on friends ever since her daughter said that they have roaches. It didn't appear to me that they were
Yeah, but
ever since
After that, they
but the
did
thing
Instagram
is,
lives
she did still
together.
try to use the relationship to come up on some coin. Yes, she did. It doesn't negate the fact that she was trying to come up on some coin with the racists. Yes, she was. But was she at the same time simultaneously at work talking about, okay, well, if I do this project with this girl, you know, I told you she was a racist before, and I'm gonna need you guys to check her. She could have been saying that, you guys. We don't know, but we're not even taking into account.
no.
Those things that have been
I'm
being
not saying.
said.
I agree with all that because we're at work. We signed a contract. We got work to do it for this X amount of time. I'm on the same page that Mims is on. It's like, well, after the show was over, I still have this problem with this quote unquote racist individual. So why am I going to go out of my way to make sure, oh, I love Kim. Kim reached out to me. Kim, my girl. I see Kim at a event. I'm hugging her, taking pictures, videos with her, and this and that. However, she was racist and they let her get away with X, Y, and Z. So when Nene brought those things up, we never, at least for me, I never said, oh, well, why did you continue to film with her? My thing was, why did you continue to do the things outside of the show with her if she was such a problem? And then I was also saying about the whole Bravo situation was, what she did was smart. It was how she went about it. Just like Monique. Monique went on this whole thing, don't watch Netflix. But you can't tell me as people don't watch Netflix.
Q, I'm glad you brought up Monique because I actually kind of feel like Monique pulled a Nene. Nene also came to us in the middle of negotiations, and she thought that she was going to, you're right, garner some sympathy, and they were going to do something to help this lady who just got all this sympathy from all her millions of viewers and and it was going to help with negotiations, and it didn't because they were off Nene by that point. And the same thing is happening with Monique.
Yeah, and then
she took it. They were in negotiations. It wasn't going her way. She takes her negotiation to the media, and she's like, "Well, if they can't come right with the terms, then I'm out." She keeps saying, "If they can't make it right, then I'm out." So she already said she's out, but now it's if they can't make it right, then she's out. So she's doing her negotiations in public too. And I don't think that it's going to play out for her the way it's going to play out in a Nene way. Nobody gives a damn. Nobody cares.
Yeah, and then the thing with Nene is you want us to feel bad, but because we see how you acted on a reality show, we don't feel bad for you. See, we didn't know Monique's personal life, but we know how you acted. You acted a fool on TV, and now you want us to have sympathy for you because you're not getting your millions of dollars anymore.
Not acted the fool. I do think that people can be relatively hard on Nene. Nene is the top of that food chain. And
but she's replaceable.
Well,
that's the point. They're all replaceable.
And Nene was great television. Yeah. Remember the year Nene tried to ice out people and the viewers were not having that? The time Nene was like trying to not film with so-and-so, and they were like, she's not in control of the show. But for some reason on Potomac, they're obviously icing out Wendy and Candace, and nobody has a problem with it. Like nobody's like there's not.
We all have a problem with it though.
We have a problem with it, but the other cast doesn't.
But Giselle doesn't have the same clout that Nene had on reality shows. Like Atlanta was hot when reality TV was becoming hot, and Nene would get into it with everybody. Right. Giselle just gets into it with two people, and then she keeps it moving. Like Nene would get into it with everybody, and it would not be about your husband this and your husband that. She would talk about that person. Giselle can only talk about somebody's husband for somebody who doesn't have a husband.
But Giselle does get into it with Ashley. She called her a thought season 1, and she got into it with Karen on a regular basis. She's been spilling Robin's business lately. She gets into it with Candace. She gets into it with Monique. Yeah, she gets into it with everybody. But he's too much too. Do you guys think maybe?
But she's always attacking husbands though. It's like you go for the easiest thing. I'm just going to attack your family.
That is so weird. Like I appreciate more the Nene style. Like attack that person. Don't leave people's marriages alone and their kids alone.
Is it really weird? Is it weird that a bitter woman whose marriage did not work out when she assumed because of the way she looked, of course she was going to have the happy ending? Is it weird to see her then attack everyone else who does seem to have a happy marriage? No, that's like the status quo.
Right. But it's still so it's stupid. I mean, you're a whole grown woman. What woman in real life goes around attacking other people's marriages in real life?
Giselle.
And clearly the women, and the only people that attack the marriages are the ones without the marriages. That is 100% fact.
The coleslaws of the world. That's who. But
yeah, I always feel bad because I love coleslaw, so I hate how that's negative now.
I know, right? I only like coleslaw sometimes. Kai is in the freaking house. What do you have to say, darling?
I just saw you live, so I'm joining. Give me 1 second to release my dog from his shackle.
Kai's gonna be like catapult launch.
No, I don't think this episode was like that bad. I do think people are mad about situations with my girls that they shouldn't be. I think.
Who's your girl?
You know my girls are Wendy and Candace.
Yeah, mine too. Go ahead.
Okay, just checking because Curve just threw us a curveball.
Oh wait, I missed it. I literally just saw y'all were live. I went because I haven't been able to call into Curve's channel before. So what'd you say?
No way. I'm sorry.
No, she was really giving it to Candy and lifting Nene up.
Yeah, that's what you should do. Nene's awesome.
Okay. Who here? I think Candace genuinely forgot that she said that stuff about Karen.
Agree.
I don't.
Because I don't think she was saying it to be vindictive. I think she was just trying to keep it casual, so it wasn't that like significant in her life.
Well, obviously,
but she could have shut Ashley down so quickly. She could have been like, "Oh, my bad, Ashley. Yeah, my bad, Karen. Yeah, I did say that. You know, I was just running my mouth. Cherise said it. Blame it on Cherise."
But my thing is, that's why I feel like she forgot, because I've never really seen her not say what she said.
Me neither. It was weird. Because she was doing so well, and then all of a sudden that last fib, I'm just like, wait, Candace, what are you doing?
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like she forgot because I didn't know that apparently that conversation was a month ago.
That's true. The timeline is always like hard to pin down based on how they cut up everything.
Right.
A month is a long time. And if it wasn't like something that you were like full blown strategizing to say, and it just kind of flew out of your mouth just to like kind of I think she was trying to bond with Ashley. And
it's not about, like, people are doing the most. People gossip when they get together and they're chit-chatting over sushi and stuff. Like, it is what it is. It's a quick gossip session. It was a month ago. Things have happened since. I forgot about it. Next episode, she's going to apologize to Karen. So they're fine.
Significant things has happened since then. So it's like, of course, like that was stupid. Why would I even remember that?
Okay, no. Candace is my girl. I really love.
Oh, you broke up.
Mims. We can't hear you, Mims.
Can you hear me now?
Like he's in the Matrix in that.
That was Teams reaching out to me. Yeah, no, I can't give it to Candace on this. Like, literally, you sat with the enemy. You sat with somebody who has hated you, somebody who has tried to destroy you, somebody who tried to do a character analysis against you after you got mollywopped, and you're going to talk about Karen. So this was a betrayal on a whole nother level. And I love Candace.
Karen's the same one who went to HR. Karen, the same one who on the last reunion said, if you keep with the abuse of the tongue, we may tune you out. Let's not act like they all buddy like that.
I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, she's never liked Ashley. But at one point, she had elevated Karen to somebody like a mother to her. So I think that what happens is we like people so much that we overlook some of the F shit that they do. And in this situation, sitting with Applehead was the absolute worst thing that she could do, especially against somebody like Karen. Because it's like, didn't you hate her?
And she was mad at Karen.
But you know what?
I agree. She should have never talked with Ashley. But also not number 10. Like, people don't force her to have a friendship with Ashley. But this is the first season I see people say.
No, Kai, you have to like really, really think about this. We are riding for her because people are attacking her marriage. Now you're attacking somebody else's marriage. I'm rooting for her, and I want her to stay a fan favorite because it's been nice being able to defend her without the hate. But we got to call a spade a spade. It's jacked up.
I just said she was wrong for saying it to Ashley. I'm just saying I don't think she lied about forgetting about it. That's what I'm saying. She was wrong for saying it to Ashley. I don't think it's a big deal for me that she said it.
I don't think her and Ashley really.
Yeah,
I don't think her and Ashley. I think her and Ashley are probably fine in real life. I think on the camera they can't stand each other, but something tells me once the camera's off, they're probably fine.
Well, I didn't appreciate how we obviously saw the lead in from Ashley in that conversation from a month ago. Ashley started the conversation by saying, "Oh, I've been hearing lots of things about Ray and Karen's marriage." And then you're right. She was trying to kiki with Ashley. She's like, "Oh, and I heard da 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 da." You know what I mean? So it was kind of like a whole conversation between the two of them, but she did say those words. Whereas Ashley alluded to something, Candace finished through with the words, and then she can't be mad that Fivehead told what she said because she was not her friend.
No, we're not mad. I'm not mad at Ashley. Candace was wrong. I'm just talking about the whole. I didn't say that part. I'm just saying I don't think she was lying when she says I didn't say that. I think she genuinely forgot, which is why next episode we're going to see her apologize for it. She should have never sat down with Ashley. But I understand, girl. It's a new season. Let's see how this goes. Because to me, this is the first season I see people saying this is why they can't be friends. Because it was the beginning of the season. They're cool. Nothing has happened between them. I invite you to my home, and then an episode or two later, you do that. So this is my first time seeing people realize this is the reason why they can't be friends.
Right.
I think that in this situation, if Candace would like tighten up, like all of her Instagram lives, as fun as we think that they are, like you always have to think about improvement, promotion, advancement, right? So if you've gotten notes from your boss that say, this is not the right path to take, we don't want as visceral reactions as you've been having on Instagram, then take those notes and run with it. But now your Instagram has gotten you in trouble yet again on the show. And it's like, this is her time to shine.
Okay, I feel like we're putting a lot of pressure on someone just trying to be a human being and use social media. And it didn't get her in trouble and make Robin look like a loser because we're using a lie where she praises you and talks about how Wendy's her friend. And you tried to make it an issue for the entire group when it was clear about who she was talking about.
Exactly.
And didn't it happen right after the gang up?
People to not be people.
Didn't she go in a room like right after the whole situation when she like shut down the executive assistant? Wasn't that the same night?
No, I think it was. Apparently his live is from like after the burn session.
Right, yeah. And I had posted it here on Larger Curves.
I did watch it here. Yes.
All right, promotion.
The problem with Candace is Candace still believes that Robin and Giselle are her friends. After all of this, she still believes that she had friendships with them. Like, I don't know how she couldn't tell that she was next on their list of attacks. But she still wants to believe that.
Because she was raised by a narcissistic mother.
Ankle
is her, that whole live?
It's her friend.
Unedited, Larger?
Huh?
You posted that whole live unedited?
Like a half hour of it. I did
bits and it does what Kai said, like she was defending.
She spent 5 minutes talking about man. I'm saying Robin's a loser.
I'm gonna go back and watch
that. So long. She said things like what she did. He specifically said, "These bitches ain't shit." And then somebody in the comments was like, "Oh, well, what about Robin's hat?" She's like, "Well, I do support Robin's hats. I love her hats." And Karen's
dope concept.
She was only talking about certain people, and she praised all the other women in that same line right after she made that statement.
That's why Candace was so pissed.
Right.
Because in that same live, she spent 5 minutes. The concept is dope. The business is dope.
Thanks for
you
being
broke up a little bit.
But Robin conveniently clip that part out to form another narrative.
Well, she was only reposting what B. Scott posted. And B. Scott, remember she said she was taking her number two, and this came on. And it was
we gotta hear that one more damn time.
Yeah, and
I do not want to hear about her dumping it up.
We should be aware of her regular bowel movements.
Right?
Well, that's what she has.
I did not know about her GI tract.
She didn't post the whole minute.
Well, if she had all this time sitting on the toilet, she should have listened to the entire live, which is why I'm saying I wasn't mad about the live, because it made Robin look like a loser. Because when the clip came out, the trailer for this episode came out last week, literally everyone was pulling up that clip about that same live. Again, her going up for Robin, talking about Wendy being her friend and all that kind of stuff. Right. It was very clear that she was talking about Ashley and Giselle.
It's like Robin isn't smart enough to realize that people will actually see what's really going on, and she's acts too quickly. And then she was
talking about Giselle. She was talking about Giselle, and we all know how Robin feels about Giselle. You're not going to talk about his girl. So he had to,
oh God,
put it on TV.
I got in so much. Y'all get me in trouble all the time.
Anyone comes for her Jizzy.
Yeah, the neck.
Yeah,
the neck.
That's her. That's his man. That's his girl. So he's not going to do that. No, because Roberto don't defend Ron the way that he defends Giselle.
To me, she really only did that though because she was pissed about Candace side-eyeing her for how she was treating Wendy. Because she as soon as Candace didn't go for her little video, her little voyeurism and text with Wendy in the Mia situation, as soon as she did that, all of a sudden she found a problem with everything Candace said and did. So I feel like she was trying, and even more so, it was an ambush in the sense that you're saying it's about everyone. Wendy, Karen, me, when you clearly know she does not have an issue with them right now.
Right.
Well, you could tell she was trying to find something when she flipped out when Candace just said that funny line about not needing a lime to take a shot. And she was like, "What's your problem?" And it's clearly a joke, you weirdo. And you can tell she was trying.
But anytime somebody attacks,
what's that?
Anytime somebody attacks Giselle, Roberto has to jump in. Giselle never fights her own fights. So Wendy has a problem with Giselle.
Creepy.
Robert has a problem.
It's
exactly.
Weird.
So Candace has a problem with Giselle. Now Robert has a problem with Giselle. With Candace. You don't really have any real issues with those two ladies, but because they don't like Giselle and Giselle was running her mouth and you was being her lap dog, now you want to jump in. I think Wendy. I know we shouldn't condone violence, but I think when Mia threw that drink when Mia threw that drink on Wendy, I think Wendy should have threw a drink on Robin for running her mouth and carrying on the way she was carrying on.
You're right. Throw a drink on Robin and then immediately get your phone out and film her reaction.
Exactly.
Bingo.
Because she was doing the most for no reason.
Got him. Ugh. Robin is just, I can't. It's just, she's the worst.
I know some people have been saying if this is Robin with a little bit of money, we don't want her, because I don't know what is going on with that lady.
She's trying to save her spot. She know Juan Gary lose his job and they need some money. She's trying to save her spot for next year.
She's so aggy. And that's, I guess, to me, that's why when people are like, oh, she's clocking in, to me, it has to make sense. And Natasha hears me say this all the time because we be running the YouTube streets together. I'm fine with the petty drama and the serious stuff, but it still needs to be grounded in something. Robin.
Yes.
Robin. You were meant, this is not what we do, which is perfectly fine. I feel like the women have a right to want boundaries for how they want to be seen on TV. You cannot then go and go up for someone, throwing a drink, tossing a phone, tossing a bag, when literally this was the lightest little verbal tap that I had seen for this kind of reaction. You can't do that. Exactly. And it doesn't help with the optics of it all.
To the point it comes off pre-planned.
Yes. And I feel like the women are not being smart because, okay, I believe some of them act within colorism and or help aid it. But also, if you're not doing that, I feel like you should at least care about the optics. And you clearly don't. Which is then still a problem.
Because Wendy did nothing wrong. Wendy said nothing wrong for Mia to throw a drink on her.
Mia was antagonizing her and started the whole thing. So she had every right to say something snarky to her. To begin with, it's not like Wendy just out of nowhere was like being snarky. She was chilling, eating her meat.
And I'm not even the biggest Wendy fan, but I knew that was wrong.
That's why I said before, anyone that says otherwise, I'm looking at you like, what do you do in these streets if you're okay with this kind of behavior?
Well, okay, Natasha,
like
let's talk about it. Because, I listen, when I'm doing my things, I listen to the YouTubes and the podcasts and everything like that. And it is crazy to me the way some people talk about, again, Wendy and Candace. And in this situation, oh, yeah, Mia throws a drink. This is Housewives, da-da-da-da. Okay, and Housewives, really, they're really paid to shade and read and have fun. If something serious comes up, they handle it. They're not getting paid for you to be trying to pick a fight with someone over her to come back to the table and start some mess. And because she said, I don't know what you and your husband do, we don't play like that. And really, the next thing she said was, you're not going to tell me what to do. And the drink went flying. I don't know what I'm here to watch, especially when it feels like you're going to bring Wendy and Candace down to Miami to torture them.
And I thought about this with the whole, like, I've noticed there's a pattern of when people are against Wendy, what they've been saying, and there's never a valid reason. They either do two things. They either rewrite history, or they like overly rationalize, they like maximize what Wendy did, or they complain about Wendy's personality, the stuff she does. Like they'll mention like bragging, which literally everyone in the cast is guilty of. Like
the girls,
like they complain about stuff
that
literally you could say about every single person in the cast. So it's not coming across as a valid reason. It really truly is coming across, however we want to paint it, that they have a bias for whatever reason, could be colorism, could be something else, against Wendy that seems a bit irrational, because it's clear as day who's right and wrong.
My problem with Wendy was the whole Monique situation. I'm always staying on that. I'm never going to let that go. I think she picked sides too quickly. However, that doesn't mean it's right to throw a drink at her for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mia's just not that smart and clever. So like that's her go-to. She did it last year with the salad. If she gets in a pickle with like a wit contest, she's always going to lose. So she just picks up the closest thing and tosses it. It's like her go-to move.
I guess the main thing is like you can see her going to do it. I'm sorry, Q.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and if somebody would have hit her, like, because if you throw a drink on me, we're fighting, right? Mm-hmm. So Wendy has a lot more class than most people and a lot more restraint at the time. But then everybody would be like, "Oh, well, Wendy was wrong for beating her up." No, she assaulted me.
Yeah,
and I'm defending myself.
And it's also like humiliating too.
Well, that's the part that kind of gets me, and that's why I also can't go for Mia, because we brought the salad, and I stay true to the facts generally. Candace did toss a little salad, but also Mia didn't see her doing it because Mia's back was turned. But when you see Mia go to do it, you can literally see her look at the salad, look at Candace, look at the salad to decide to do it. And I don't like that. I want it to be a natural flow. You're really in the moment. And that's why I feel like I'm seeing her trying to create these moments. And then even more so, it's like she's creating these moments with people she feels she can get away with it. Because to me, I would have been holding a vendetta against Giselle and Robin for this whole cancer, not cancer situation. Even though I think she's, questionable. If you're sitting here, my friend, and this is the first news statement you've seen, I would be holding on to that itch like it's nobody's business. But because she knows who to do what with, it's okay.
Right. I would be like, let me get this straight. Let me just revisit this. So you're okay with them denying that you have a cancer scare, but you're not okay with me repeating something that you've said to everyone.
That part.
Right. Not only deny it, but deny it to your face.
Yes.
Deny it to your face. Not behind your back, but to your face.
And then for her to like,
but Mia thinks,
yeah, no.
Then for her to like dig
Mia
in the
thinks
lie
that
though.
Giselle and Mia
You
thinks
know,
Giselle
When
and
she
Robin are
sat
going to
in
take
with
her
her like
job.
Frankenstein face, going, she's just not holding herself accountable. It's just like, are you speaking into the mirror? What is actually happening?
Yes, what's really going on?
Like, you were violent, lady. What? Like, do you have anything to say about that? Nothing? No?
And nobody attacked her marriage. She keeps sitting there like somebody attacked her marriage.
Volunteers the information. I think she genuinely is like such a pathological liar that she forgets what she says.
Yeah.
And she's literally has said, we invite other people into our marriage. This, and that. I watch. She literally describes the situation. Yes. Wendy has every right to articulate, just repeat that, saying, actually, we don't do this. Maybe your perspective right now that seems irrational is based on the fact that you do things that I don't do.
I agree. That's so too much. Those are great points, Kai.
Oh, thank you for letting me join late, because it is too much watching this woman be on a power trip. And I know some people were mad about Wendy apologizing, but I guess to me, I always try to figure out a balance between it supposed to be their real life and then still being a show to job. And it's like, okay, let me go ahead and apologize, because also I genuinely don't.
That's what I said. Yeah.
I genuinely, because how you see the women, the other group of women respond, I genuinely don't think that Wendy nor Candace thought people would side with them. So I feel like Wendy was like, let me go ahead and apologize, and the ball's in her court.
Right.
That's exactly and now because we literally heard her for days. Yeah, for days saying that she needs to apologize. So when she takes accountability for it, and you still can't move on after she's left her family, come to Florida, and removed herself from the situation and is respecting her boundaries generally, you get the accountability and you still won't let it go. To me, then it makes her look worse, which I feel like it could have gone either way. Wendy would have been fine not apologizing, but then also, like, to me, this forces people who, are a little finicky, forces their hand of like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Why do you think this is okay?
And the twilight zone of it all, why are we not addressing the violence? No one is speaking of it. It's like it didn't happen. It's insane.
Yeah, it's so
because it was against somebody. It was against somebody they didn't like.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't have to apologize for shit. I'd have been like, you can get another drink and you can get. Yeah, I wouldn't apologize for nothing. But it was against somebody they didn't like, so they didn't see a problem with it. But if it was if somebody was to punch Giselle in the mouth, they would be Rob would be trying to kill, trying to take them up out of here.
Rob would have them in
but because they don't like Wendy for whatever reason. Exactly.
Yeah, like they only have morals if it fits into the narrative of what they're trying to achieve.
So they only have morals when it comes to people they like.
I didn't really like that. They didn't really like Candace either, but it fit into what they were trying to achieve, which was to get rid of Mo.
Yeah. Well, why?
Yeah, to get rid of Monique, because Monique had 4 houses.
Well, also remember that they were most definitely trying to get Candace out of the way, and Monique messed up with the hands. Anyway.
Yeah, they were on the...
Yeah, but I agree with the whole thing, just covering her bases. She's like, hey, I apologize. Now you look like an even bigger fool now, because now whatever thing you can say about me, which really is an exaggeration because nothing Wendy did was really that bad, I still covered my bases, and now you look like an even bigger fool by being petty when I actually took accountability.
Right. And Satra has a great point. Wendy apologizing was for John Hopkins. It was for her pundit positions. It was so that she looks like a sane, reasonable, taking accountability person for all of her gigs. So she doesn't have to put a post out that's apologizing to her family and friends and board because she acted an ass. Yeah. She won't have to be putting out any.
Yeah, I get it. I still wouldn't apologize.
It's just in real life. It's removed us outside of the show. We weren't being filmed. That's how we react. But that's why I say there's a balance between it being real life and it still being a show, and trying to teeter that middle. Right. And I also want to clarify this: Wendy and Candace were at least acquaintances before Wendy was even ever invited to be on the show.
Oh, awesome! I didn't know that.
That's why, and it might think, and like Candace was at Wendy's baby shower, and Wendy did not give this job offer for the Potomac Housewives until after she already even had that baby. So they've known each other before this show. And that's why I do think that producers need to wake up, because I feel like they purposely make it look like Candace and Wendy don't really spend time together, are not really friends, it makes me feel like they want them to seem like an island on their own a lot.
Yeah. And
also, I think Mia needs to understand something.
Oh, what you got to understand?
Coming. If you come back next season, if she comes back next season, she's next. She's next on the list for Giselle and Robin to attack.
Let me add to your point, because that was a good point. You remind me of something. Because to me, it's like they have the morals and everything like that, but we also have to remember these girls are elitists. If they don't have the money, they have the pedigree. Like Giselle doesn't have the money, but at least her father is now part of the civil rights movement. And Robin, her dad's like a well-known dentist, and she was with Juan, who was like the DMV guy and all that kind of stuff. Regardless of the money, elitism and pedigree still runs hold to that. To me, I don't know if I'm allowed to say YouTube's namers on this larger curve.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I was watching the Brooke Ashley, and I've heard some other people say it on some podcasts. I can't remember right now, but when they were at BravoCon on the Potomac panel, they were like, it was almost like Mia wasn't even there. The host for the panel barely had questions for her, and the women were barely interacting with her.
And you know what? Here's something really weird.
They treated Mia.
I found this weird clip of, I guess, like two PTs in a pod were posting up shop at BravoCon, trying to gather like anyone that was walking by. And so they had like a brief little interview with Wendy, Robin, and Candace. And they were all acting like they were all on the same page and friends. And it was weird. And I'm like, how did they get here?
It's not them getting there. It's them. Like, I feel like the Potomac ladies are the ones who know how to show up for their work. Because like even Chris did a live where he said like they were walking past Giselle, and Giselle was looking to get Candace's attention. Candace walked right past her. And Chris did wave because he felt kind of bad, which he needs to let go of that people pleasing thing. But I think, and even Brooke Ashley said that she heard that Candace and Ashley had this big fight, and they had shared a photo op runner, and so I guess Candace was gone doing something, and she was like, "Oh, I thought you guys had issues. You guys are like, they were working well, taking photos with fans." And Ashley's like, "No, we're not good. Those women are really good at putting on the show for the fans."
But Robin was like literally
they treated
like,
Mia.
That was weird because Robin's usually not like that.
At BravoCon, they treated Mia the same way they treated what's that girl from Married to Medicine?
Anila?
The one who took Mariah's spot. Yep, they treated them the same, like they didn't exist.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so
they treated them like they didn't exist. No questions. The crowd didn't make any noise. They didn't care. They didn't care about them two.
Yeah, so I feel like regardless, it's like, because I think this is like a little bit beyond that. It's like, I don't think the women just saw Mia as a vehicle. And I think even just as a true vehicle of, and there's not even, and I guess it's kind of weird because like, it's not like a Monique or Candace where there's something that they may be envious of and all that kind of stuff. I really feel like they don't see Mia as worth anything. And we're going to use it as a vehicle to do our bidding. And she did it. And then at BravoCon, again, as she said, they were ignoring her.
I miss when reality shows were actually friends.
They did her work.
Oh my God, Mims is back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss when, you know what I mean? Like when things were quirky and fun. When you saw like really wealthy women doing unnormal things like Kathy Hilton and the baked potato, and Kathy Hilton getting lost in a scene where she was literally getting wrapped in a curtain. Like you like to see wealthy people do dumb things. But these people are all real enemies in real life. They're not friends. When they are real friends, they show up to work like Robin and Giselle, where they have each other's back and it's them against the world. But
and it's a
Robin
detriment
and
to the show.
I don't want to see Robin and Giselle because they're not rich women doing fun things. I'm sorry. They're women trying to make that mortgage payment.
But
I always remember like a New York City one where like they went to Mexico and nothing shady happened. There was no real drama. They just were laughed, got drunk. Luann fell into a bush. You know what I mean?
And it's the most memorable thing from New York.
It was a good time. Felt good watching it. Didn't mind there being no like Days of Our Lives storylines. Loved every second of it,
I agree.
But see, that's what I said when I called in. Like reality TV used to be fun. We used to like go back to your friends or whatever and requote lines and this and that. Now it's become dark where you like, okay, we focusing on colorism, we focusing on racism. We never focused on these kind of things back in the day. It was just about Did you see the way so-and-so read so-and-so and how I can't wait to see next week's episode. Now we're like, next week's episode, what we got, it's like the drama that's going to happen. It's not fun.
I remember even Kim Zolciak. I'm embarrassed to say now that I was a fan of hers, but I thought it was hilarious. She rolled up to one of these little like esthetician type places in her Porsche, met up with her friends, and while they were melting her fat, she was eating pizza. I thought that was the most hilarious. It was funny.
Exactly.
It was
it's not fun like
it
that
was,
no more.
And I literally thought to myself, who are these women who can go and get beauty treatments in the middle of the day, bring their own pizza in, and you know what I mean, and have a little bit of gossip, like, did you see Nini's Alea Bang was it wasn't parted right, or like stupid stuff, like it was not that, and it was fun to watch. It really was back in the day.
It was.
And now it's like all of a sudden, because these shows are so established, you have these cast members that have become these producers, and there is no stone they won't like overturn. Like they're willing to do whatever it takes, and it's really showing. It's creating this like really bad energy among the whole show.
Oh, like okay.
Well, also people are scared to make fun of themselves and have fun anymore because they're on these shows. Like they're scared, like you said with Kim, they're scared to do that kind of stuff. Everybody's got to be serious and can't make fun of themselves. They're just scared now.
I wanted to bring up a point that some people have been running, and it's true. We should talk about because, I don't like Ashley, but I didn't see anything wrong with Ashley recording in the Sprinter van. And this is why when people are like, "No, it happened. Bravo's hiding what Kathy said." No, B. Kyle forced them to go to a private club, and in those membership clubs, you cannot whip out your phone to even take a picture with your friends.
Yep.
Then
you cannot,
if it's so late, and my thing is, people don't understand this is a job. So at certain times, the producers are not allowed to work anymore. So they probably did call either like a little shuttle that does not have cameras in it, or an Uber that does not have cameras in it, or you can't get that footage. Lisa was supposed to whip out her phone and record. It's the same thing that Heather Dubrow did in OC when they went to Ireland. There were no cameras on that bus or in the hallway or something like that. Production was gone. Heather whipped out that phone and had that whole fight. So that's why I know Lisa's lying, and I'm fine with Ashley doing that, because that to me is okay. You doing your job. To me, it's not doing your job when you are supposedly friends with someone. Whip out a speaker and only play a portion of a live to try to get everyone to hate them.
Exactly.
When they're literally going up for you in that same live.
Right.
But that's kind of the dark stuff I was talking about that I don't like. Because if you remember in Ireland on the OC, they literally had done, and I hate is a strong word. I don't like Kelly Dodd at all.
Yeah.
But what they tried to do to that woman, where they baited her into saying things, they baited her into doing things, they were trying to make her drink more so that she would. So by the time that Heather whipped out that phone, it was very contrived. It was, we are going to do whatever we can.
That was like predatory and creepy.
That was as bad as
Tamara. Completely.
Yeah, that was as bad as Tamara trying to get Gretchen while she was with somebody, naked, wasted, so that she would make out or have sex with her son in the closet just to embarrass her. Like some of these women are just trash. It just in general, like that goes too far. Like that's basically the stuff that they said Candy was trying to do to Portia, but it was a woman trying. I mean, she knew that her son was going to go and do that. It was just trash. Trash.
That's a very good point. That is dark, right? That's not entertainment anymore. That's scripted television villain shit. Okay.
And that's not what we're signing up for.
Yeah.
And they think that they're hiding behind this fourth wall and they're pulling it off, the facade, but they're not.
Wait, I want to know though, Potomac seems to be lessening that fourth wall because again, anyone who saw the preview, Candace is like, well, when did it dawn you? Oh, the producer told me I said it. I'm like, what are we letting it know? You know, the producer is reminding you that you said something.
Yeah, it's dark. Like,
I'm just like, what's going on this season?
God, they need to just give the credits. They just need to put the producers in the credits this time as a friend.
Yeah, I need the actual producer to be holding the flutes in the.
Right, that's crazy.
The shows
I
are
want
dark.
to see
Just
the
like
intro with them.
just like Married to Medicine. Like Married to Medicine was a dark season because you're claiming that somebody broke into somebody's house and robbed them. Like, when do we start getting that low?
Yeah, like that's not like a fun, like cool, funny thing to like even watch. It's like, wow, that's actually serious, and it makes me feel weird just watching it. Thanks.
Yeah. Or that we were part of watching some kind of insurance scam too. I mean, both either the accusation of being in on a robbery or the accusation of creating a robbery just for the insurance stuff are equally just like, what the F is going on, y'all?
Because like when you got to think about when you watch this, do you ever walk away feeling like entertained and happy?
Sometimes, not recently though. Not recently.
With Kathy Hilton on Beverly Hills. When Kathy Hilton, they were fighting, and Kathy Hilton thought that the window was a door.
The drapery.
Yes, she thought the window was a door. That was hilarious to me.
It was like, look at Kathy.
Yeah, and I also
like
think
having a serious conversation, and it looks like she's just rearranging the drapery in the back for no reason.
Come on. I think that also Potomac, because I feel like these ladies can be fun, and like if some people, you know, go talk to somebody and let some conscious or unconscious biases go, they can have fun. Like we saw the Karen moments, but I think they have to rely on the funny because a lot of them don't necessarily have all the money, and that's where I'm just kind of like, come on, girls, y'all know what we're watching you for. And you just refuse it. You're almost refusing to give it to me. And then, not for nothing, you have people who have their conscious or unconscious biases who go up for the people who are creating mayhem about basically running an SA, like allegation on. And that's why, to me, I hold different levels. I know gossiping, but I'm not gonna get mad at people gossiping. I'm really not, especially about some old rumor. You get caught up in it, you need to own it. But to me, it's very much so different than you trying to imply that my husband was touching a friend, then trying to lure you into a room by yourself and trying to see if you were with and all this kind of other stuff, then staring at somebody else. Like it, to me, like what is happening?
Hey guys, I gotta bounce. Fun as always here at the Larger Curves channel. Love y'all.
I appreciate you. I'll see you later.
That
is my level 8 sestra, Natasha, and she's always in these YouTube streets. We are hilarious. We text stuff to each other all day. We got tinfoil on standby. Okay? And Kai, thanks for coming up. You've never graced me with your presence before. I appreciate it. Q, I haven't met you before. Do you have a station, Q?
I do. It's my name. I'll send it to you.
Check out Q, the content guy in these YouTube streets. I'm sure you have the Instagrams and the Twitters too, yeah?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Check him out everywhere. Catch his POV over there. And you guys know, make it make sense. Please check him out if you haven't already. And don't forget, he's going to do part 2 of his interview this Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. And thank you guys all for tuning in to Larger Curves today. This has been fantabulous. I appreciate
Hold on, Larger.
every one of you. Oh, wait, Mims has some stuff. What? Who?
Hold on. So you posted that video? You said you posted the video of Candace explaining?
I was going back. When I find it, I'll send it to you.
And it's about a month ago? I'm going to share that.
No. The talk was from a month before in the show we saw. That actual live is from a long time ago. I'll have to go look for it.
Okay, I'm going to share that.
The live was from like after the burn session. So it was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago because they had already, it was while they were really filming. This has all already been filmed.
Well, either way, send it to me. I'm going to share it and let people know because I see you're super close to your 1,000. So we'll see if that can give you a little bump.
I need some more, you guys. So share this video, hit the like button.
Yes,
and come through.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Okay, bye, guys. Everybody make it a great day. See you in the next video.
See you later.
Oh, thanks, Q, for coming through. You guys check out Q. And everybody that's in the chat. We had Cricket, we had Gabrielle, we had Baylicious, we had Santra, we had Robin's Nest, we have ST, we had Sheila Mack, Miss Dugan. Yes. Who else do we have? We had Miss True Kelly came through. Kay Blake was in the house. Natashki Kai. Corey Berman, Chronicles of Anubis, freaking so many beautiful people. Daphne Sylvester. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, you guys know I love you. Naughty Love was in the house. I appreciate it all. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Leave a comment down below. What did you think of this episode? And do you feel like this season is like not reality enough and we need a little more? What are the basics we need to get back to? And what was your word of the day for this series? We had bully, we had ostracize, we took a look at what was that other one for despot? Was a female bully. Yeah, so those were our words of the day. I hope, Marva CB was in the house, Coco C. I hope you guys all had a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.